podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to The Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Boxingvoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man, spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar over. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
Boxingvoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on an app.
Boxingvoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Beyonce Productions.
Boxingvoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition with the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, Solo Dolo, Scarface, No Manolo, and we back to talk the heavyweight division, and we have a heavyweight contender scheduled to be on the show, Jermaine Franklin with Salida Promotions, American heavyweight contender, should be on the show at 9:30 a.m. If you want to ask Jermaine Franklin a specific question and have it read out to him via your name, head on over to Patreon and join the Patreon crew. Drop your question and have it read today live via the interview with Jermaine Franklin and get things going. Yeah, man. So it is Monday morning. We back at 'em, back to get the work week right. And, ready to talk some boxing, man. Tyson Fury stirring the pot. Thinks that Deontay Wilder knocks out unified king Anthony Joshua in one round. Is this mind games? Is he just messing with Anthony Joshua, or is he doing both? Messing with Joshua's head and bigging up his opponent, who he is not only facing, but who he has already faced. So, very interesting to see how you guys, I guess, perceive this, how you guys interpret Tyson Fury feeling that Deontay Wilder can knock out Anthony Joshua in one round. I guess outside of that, the bigger question is, do we ever get this fight? David Maldonado of New York City, one of our listeners, he recommended that I watch the Kings documentary, the Four Kings documentary on Showtime, and I did start to watch it. And what it showed me is that boxing hasn't changed. That boxing is the same sport that it's always been, and it's a sport that is based on popularity. It's based on how well you can speak. So many years ago when I said that Keith Thurman would be the new Mayweather, I was basing it on obviously him taking on all the top welterweights and defeating them, and him having the vocabulary and the means in which to articulate himself in a manner that could reach the masses. So I desperately wanted him to be the new Mayweather. I felt like he could capture the attentions of a different fan base if he got to the top. Obviously, he did get to the top versus Pacquiao, and it didn't work out. But had he got that win, he's the perfect face. He could be on Good Morning America. He could be on Sports Center. You know, he's not telling you in an interview that he wants to kill you. You know, and there's nothing wrong with the guy that says he wants to kill somebody because it's entertainment and this is a blood sport, so we want to see blood. But Thurman, in my opinion, was the guy that can cross over. You know, he was a Dazn, a Chico Dazn. He was in the Dazn family, man. However you say that last name, bro. He looked like he was a singer, one of the 5 Heartbeats or something, man. Like he was right there. That being said, that's kind of what AJ is, right? He's like the good guy. You know, when you look at Fury, he's this bad boy, shirt always off, you know, gets overweight, drinks, does drugs, parties. AJ's more the straight arrow, the guy that the sponsors can get behind and endorse, you know. Poster boy probably is the right word. So, again, it could be mind games. It could be Fury trying to chip away at that good guy persona that Anthony Joshua has, messing with his head, simultaneously bigging up the guy that he's about to do a pay-per-view with, right? Why not tell the rest of the world, hey, the guy I'm going to face, he can beat that bum Joshua. So pay attention to this fight. You know, but the thing is that what Fury is saying is also what a lot of people believe. It's like, I mean, I've always wanted AJ and Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. I never thought it would look like Fury did. Now, I also never thought Fury would do what he did in the second fight. I always expected the first fight to look the way that it looked. You know, Wilder being able to land these big monster punches, Fury being able to be elusive. Second fight, forget about it. It was a complete turn of events. It shocked the world and definitely made headlines. Now, I don't know that anyone believes AJ can do that to Wilder that way. Is there another way AJ can do it? Sure. You know, maybe it's just a Vlad AJ type of fight and AJ can get the win that way. But when you think about it, you know, at first glance, it just looks like, for me anyway, it looks like Wilder is a bigger puncher than AJ. AJ is not the moving target that Fury is. He's not the elusive head movement, lateral movement that Fury is. Fury has highlight reel clips showing you his elusive nature off the ropes. That's not AJ. So I look at it like Wilder should be able to land that punch easier, especially now going through this adversity, right? One man looks focused and determined. The other man came out of his adversity adding to his arsenal, adding the back foot and fighting off the back foot to the arsenal. So again, it's yet to be seen. It's good build up because like the Four Kings, this fight needs to happen. You know, this fight needs to happen regardless of whatever outcome. This fight needs to happen. You know, it's funny. They wanted me to learn history. And what I learned is that Hagler gets all this praise. And before he ever met any of the Four Horsemen, he already had like 2 losses and 2 draws. And the way, you got to see the way the documentary glosses over it. They don't even tell you the names of the dudes that beat Hagler. How disrespectful. Just to make him a quote unquote king, he suffers these 2 losses and these 2 draws, and there's not even a mention of it. So that being said, he had 2 losses and 2 draws and still was recognized as one of the 4 kings. Okay? So when Tommy Fury gets on this show and he says, if Wilder loses again, he's finished, which is something I said about AJ if he would have lost twice to Ruiz, because I think there is something demoralizing about losing to a person that you didn't think can beat you. That being said, Hagler had 2 losses, 2 draws before he even became one of the dudes to be mentioned as like the 4 kings. So how is any fighter washed up or done, retired after 2 losses when here we have Rosado at like 13 losses, looking the best of his career. Orlando Salido, got the biggest wins of his career after he had double-digit losses. So I think us on the outside, we like to sensationalize things. So it sounds better if we say, oh, if he doesn't win, he's finished. Because there's no storyline in him losing again and, just being right back in the fight. So, it's important, man. It's important that this fight happens so that we can have some great heavyweight history. If these 4 men could fight each other, and I say 4 because I think Dillian Whyte at this point is up there. He's taken out Povetkin. I don't really know any other top 4 guy. I'm not going to say it's Luis Ortiz. He doesn't even have a Povetkin win under his resume. You know what I mean? So these 4 guys, they should face each other. And Dillian Whyte might be the Hagler of the heavyweight division with his, 2 losses now? 1 to AJ, 1 to Povetkin. But still banging, right? Still dangerous. Still able to write his story. We got Brandon with the super chat that says, if Skanders put Wilder on his ass, what does AJ do? Well, that logic obviously doesn't work because Cunningham, a cruiserweight, put Tyson on his ass, and what did Wilder do? Put Tyson on his ass. It seemed the same. He got up from both. It doesn't really mean anything. Flash knockdowns are flash knockdowns. Heavyweight division produces knockdowns. AJ got to keep him down. He didn't even keep Charles Martin down. Just keep in mind of that. Was Martin a little drunk and definitely feeling the effects of AJ's punch? Absolutely. But what I mean by he didn't keep him down, it wasn't a 1-punch knockout. He doesn't sleep people. They're wide awake. It's a little different when Wilder hits you, You probably are sleeping or having seizures on the ground. A little bit different. But someone saying, get the fuck out of here with Dillian Whyte. So who's the next top 4 heavyweight, right? If I go to, let's see here. Let me send this message real quick. What was I saying? If I go to the heavyweight rankings on theboxingvoice.com/rankings, I'll screen share these rankings for you. And so we're looking for top 4, right? So we can have a 4 kings in the heavyweight division. So again, you got Tyson, right? He's the Ring Magazine and the lineal WBC. You got AJ, he's the unified, and you got Wilder. That's 3. And look, then you got Dillian. There's really no one else to put there. Ruiz's win over Areola doesn't justify him being any sort of king, even though I get the argument he at least beat AJ already. I get that. But the truth of the matter is, Ruiz needs to prove that wasn't a fluke. Especially not being able to knock out Areola with a new trainer. Was it a fluke or is AJ chinny? Which again brings us back to Tyson Fury's original statement that Wilder would knock him out in 1. Because how do you get knocked out and knocked down by a guy that can't put down Areola? And in fact, I believe Areola put him down, if my memory serves me correctly. So to say Dillian Whyte isn't one of the 4 kings doesn't make sense. Who else can you possibly put? Usyk hasn't done enough? Like, who's done enough? I mean, don't ask me how Wilder is number 2. He's in the Ring magazine. And the truth of the matter is, he was a champion. No matter what you may think about Dillian Whyte, he's never become a champion, and he's lost twice. Wilder lost to the number 1 heavyweight, so that's probably why the Ring magazine didn't drop him too far. You know, he's still right there on the cusp. And in the BC, he's number 1 as Dillian Whyte is the interim and Tyson Fury is the champion. But honestly, I think it is the way that we got it. Tyson, AJ, Wilder, Dillian. It doesn't make any more sense. You know, is there a flea flicker option? Cool. Throw in Andr Ruiz, Luis Ortiz as your, 5th possibility to get in there. I don't know what you're saying, Ashura. I don't want to go anywhere. We're having a simple debate, but how the fuck could you put Povetkin in there if Whyte retired him? You sound like you really don't know boxing. So you're saying off a loss to Whyte with no rematch clause, somehow he's still above Whyte. Okay, sure. But Andy, who beat AJ and lost the second time, he's not above AJ. So how the hell would Povetkin be above Whyte? Don't get it. So Ignorant Boxing says, how could Dillian Whyte be a king? I mean, you guys really hate on Dillian. I've never hated on Dillian. The resume speaks for itself. If you don't rank the resume, you probably don't like boxing. And you're looking for a way to discredit the man because what he's done in the heavyweight division, not many fighters have done. So you go through the resume. I mean, just look at the names. Povetkin, Maurice every name is recognizable. Oscar Rivas, Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker, Lucas Brown, Robert Hellenius. This is the only unrecognizable name, and we already know him because he made him popular by fighting him on the Bud Crawford undercard, Mark Untan. And then Chisora again, Dave Allen, Joshua, Brian Minto. He's got names on this resume dating back to before fighting Joshua, after losing to Joshua, the rebuild. He didn't take an easy route. Like, he got Dave Allen, which is a common opponent with Luis Ortiz. He's got Derek Chisora, common opponent with Tyson Fury. Hellenius just knocked out Adam Kovnacki, and in a rematch, at least Dillian didn't get knocked out. Brown, former world champion. Joseph Parker, former world champion. Oscar Rivas, undefeated contender. Povetkin, former world champion. So a lot of disrespect and slight on Dillian Whyte's name, but the truth is his resume speaks for itself. Just a lot of hating going on. If you can pick a better heavyweight to be part of the 4, damn, boxing was like, don't call him a king again. If you can pick a better heavyweight to be part of the 4 kings in the heavyweight division, then definitely call up 1-425-569-5241. Let me know your list. If it's not Tyson, AJ, Wilder, who's the 4th? Who's the 4th? That's all I want to know. Who's the 4th if it's not? Or are we satisfied just having 3? Are we good with Fury just fighting AJ now if he can get the win, and AJ fighting Wilder, and that would be it? Joey, I thought I was speaking facts. I mean, if I'm shocked that this many people don't think Dillian Whyte belongs there, but replace him. Stop writing in the chat that he doesn't belong, that he's not a king. Tell me who is. It's not no fucking Luis Ortiz. You know what I mean? If it ain't Dillian Whyte, who is? You guys are lying to yourselves, man. Really lying to yourselves. But we are scheduled to have Jermaine Franklin, hopefully the producers handling
Shocked
that this many people don't
that
think
in the
Dillian Whyte.
background.
And, we can get the heavyweight American contender on the show to talk some boxing. If you want to drop him a question, you can do so by becoming a Patreon member and dropping a question for Jermaine Franklin on our Patreon page at patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. Don't forget, today we got some premiere videos, interviews that we've done are premiering today. Around that, let me see, what's today? Today is the 21st. So videos premiering today at 1 p.m. Got another one at 1:30. Another one premiering at 1:45. And another one premiering at 9:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. So today, got about 5 interviews with Ivana Habazan, Kyrone Davis, Leon Lawson, Blair Cobbs, and Gabe Rosado, all dropping today. So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and get that notification every time we drop a video. These will be premiere videos, so you can obviously chat along as they speak, and give your, reaction to the video live as it is debuting. So don't forget to share that video and share the word of the daily podcast, letting other boxing fans know that we talk boxing here every single day, getting you through your work week. Yes, sir. While we wait for our first guest, I say we go ahead and open up these phone lines. Once again, that number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And obviously, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. Be part of the conversation anywhere in the world. Absolutely free to do so. And let's rock out. We got LV Slugger with a super chat who says, Andy Ruiz over Dillian Whyte, former unified champ. And I get that argument. Dillian's never been a world champion. Dillian lost to the guy that Andy beat. But where's Andy's consistency? Dillian beat Joseph Parker. Andy lost to Joseph Parker. Dillian didn't look like Andy after his loss. He looked dominant after his loss. Andy struggled and got knocked down by Areola. But sure, he's your king. He's your king. I get it, man. Let's go on out to the phone lines. In Texas, what's going on, Austin? Talk to us. Good morning. Thank you for rocking out. What up?
Go ahead. Hey, good morning, man. What y'all doing, man? Bro, what I was gonna say is, bro, you left me tripping, bro. Andy do have a good one in his Joshua. He beat a champion, bro. Whether he lost to him again or not, he beat a champion, bro. The only people that believe Dillian Whyte is probably in that 4 horsemen type of talk is Steve in the UK and Sam UK and the track. They're the only ones that believe that, but I think you should just have a top 3, but if you are going to have a top 4, then Andy should be that 4th member, bro.
All right. Hey, man. You make an argument. And I want you to make your argument. Come on. Call in 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Who belongs in the 4 horsemen of the heavyweight division? Is it Dillian or Andy? Who is more deserving? The guy that lost to AJ or the guy that beat AJ? I don't know. See, to me, Dillian is a guy that you can believe in. You know what he's going to give you. Andy's been hot and cold. We don't know, can he do what he done again? Can he? We know Dillian's power is real. We believe in that left hook. We know what it is. Do we have the same level of confidence when it comes to Andy Ruiz for us to be putting him in there as a 4th horseman? Or is it just because he has the win, so you're putting him in there as default? But then there's that argument that was it a fluke? And he hasn't proved that it wasn't a fluke. And that performance with Areola doesn't help. It doesn't say, hey, look at me, I was really the unified champion. Just saying, it doesn't. But Coach Myers in Connecticut, are you available? Remember, we're talking Tyson Fury thinks Deontay Wilder knocks out unified King Anthony Joshua in 1 round. Side topic, who's the 4th king in the heavyweight division?
Yep.
What up, champ?
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ain't nothing much. Just hopped on. So who's the 4th king? Obviously we know the obvious 3. Anthony Ruiz. I mean, I'll probably have to say him. He at least was a unified champion. And had 3 belts, 2 belts. So I mean, you at least have to throw him in there. And as far as Wilder saying that, well, no, you said Fury said Wilder will knock out AJ in 1 round.
Yep.
I don't think it'll be 1 round. But I do believe he knock him out probably late. But that's my call.
All right. Let's go out to Stunner Boxing on Skype. What up?
Yo.
Yo.
All right, check this out. So I have 2 perspectives on it. So who holds the current title of the 4th king? It's Ruiz because he just held the belt. But as far as who's the 4th best heavyweight, it's Luis Ortiz. And I'm going to tell you why it's not Dillian Whyte. First off, remember when Ortiz and Whyte were ordered to fight each other? And then Whyte said, oh, I don't want to fight him. He's too old. I believe Dillian Whyte's last 3 opponents have been 40 years old. Same age as Ortiz. Less dangerous. Remember when Dillian Whyte fought Oscar?
Povetkin ain't less dangerous at all. Povetkin has the same number of knockouts, if not more than Luis Ortiz, and still proves to knock people out at this level. Ortiz, who's he knocked out? Oh, all right.
Oh, I'm about to get to that. Remember when Dillian Whyte chose to fight Oscar Rivas? He chose to fight Oscar Rivas because Oscar Rivas beat Bryant Jennings. He lost every round, and then he got a lucky 12th round knockout. Remember when Ortiz fought that same Bryant Jennings? And then he basically beat him every round and knocked him out in the 7th.
I mean,
so why did Dillian Whyte choose to fight Rivas and not Ortiz?
10 years earlier, that's actually Luis Ortiz's biggest win. He don't got a bigger win than Brian Jennings. Sad of you to bring that up. Dude got
no. Here's the point.
No, that is the point. That is the point. You saying he's a 4th king. He got 19 amateur fights, and his biggest win is what? Mike Perez, maybe?
No, but check this out, though. Check this out.
He
chose to fight Oscar Rivas because he beat Bryant Jennings.
Undefeated
contender. He said that his performance against Bryant Jennings was good, but when Ortiz beat Bryant Jennings, y'all discredited it. So what's good for one isn't good for the other.
You lying. When Ortiz beat Bryant Jennings, it was like fucking 10 years ago. Nobody discredited it. You lying. You making shit up. That shit was on HBO 30 years ago, and you still talking about that shit, calling him a 4th king. You tripping.
So true or false?
And guess what? Dillian Whyte beat Robert Helenius. Helenius just smoked.
Let's talk about that.
Nah. You pay the talk.
Remember, Gerald Washington beat him.
You gonna have to pay the talk, dog, because you spitting lies, man. You never liked Dillian Whyte, and you out here spitting lies. That's not true what you're saying. Fucking, I'm gonna have to pull up Luis Ortiz's fucking resume because you just making shit up right now. He fought Brian Jennings 100 years ago, man. Fuck is you talking about? That's his biggest win. How is he a king? Who else he beat? Was he a king for beating Dave Allen? Or Alexander Flores? Bruh, he fought Brian Jennings in 2015. That's 7 years ago, 6 years ago? What is you talking about? Robert Helenius just smoked Adam. Dillian Whyte got that win. Joseph Parker beat Andy. Dillian Whyte got that win. Yo, y'all some fucking haters, though. This shit is crazy how y'all get so, like, I don't know. Like, why we gotta lie for fighters, bruh? We not making none of that money. They not, giving us a check. Y'all tripping. Y'all just be making shit up for guys. But Brandon, Cincinnati, talk to us.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up for back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Folks jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Yo, Ness, good morning, brother. Happy Father's Day to you.
Buenos dias. Happy Father's Day, brother.
Yeah, let me ask you a quick question. If you was to ask people who were the 4 kings of the heavyweight division in the 90s, would most people put the 4th king as Riddick Bowe or Buster Douglas?
That's what people would put. I would assume they would say Riddick Bowe, not Buster.
And that's my argument for people that keep saying Andy since he won that one fucking fight.
Me too.
Like, you giving too much credit for one fight. And when he came back and was trying to do it the second time, he shit the bed.
And then came back in the tune-up and shit the bed. He came back to the rematch, shit the bed. Came back to the tune-up, shit the bed. But nah, he's a king.
Yeah, that's what I don't get, man. Like, y'all wouldn't say Buster Douglas over Riddick Bowe, who has a better resume, but Dillian Whyte clearly has a better resume than Andy Ruiz. So, I mean, that 4th spot, man, ain't none of the cats people name and really worthy of it at the moment. But if I had to pick, I would say Dillian Whyte.
Dillian Whyte is the most deserving based off resume. It don't matter what nobody say. There's no one's resume that isn't a champion that comes close to Dillian Whyte's resume. We gotta stop lying. The only dude that's comparable is Derek Chisora, but he losing to the dudes Dillian Whyte fighting.
But I just have a problem saying we got 3 guaranteed kings, and the 4th guy, he shouldn't be considered a king. You feel me? He should be like a knight. 3 kings in a night, I guess you would say, for the heavyweight division of the day. But I would put Dillian Whyte in that because, like you said, he does have a better resume. You know, Parker, Rivas,
Hellenius.
He
got names, man. He got names.
Povetkin. You got to give him credit. Yeah, you got to give him credit. But that's Zora twice.
Oscar Rivas undefeated. Come on, man. Stop it.
Yeah.
They hate it.
Yeah, that's my thought, man. Have a good one.
You too, brother. You too. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's stop. It don't matter how he looked in them fights. He got the win. As long as it wasn't like a robbery where the community thinks it was a rob. Man, he got the win. Did he look like vulnerable in the Rivas fight? Yeah, he got the win. Did he look vulnerable in the Joseph Parker fight? Yeah, he got the win. That's it, man. But you know the number to call in. Jermaine Franklin, he ain't answer. We got Brandon on the back end trying to get him on. Hopefully we get him. We going out to Tennessee. Are you rocking out?
James Payne is my name, partner, how about you? Standing on my property and I'm gonna see about you. If I come out on my porch, I see you chilling in your wheel. Boy, I hope you know somebody better be waiting on the bitch. James Payne, baby, see me pissing on the post. If we're playing basketball, you might see me in the post.
Morning, best part of waking up. You know the slogan from the 80s, TVV in my cup. You hear me good?
Yes, sir.
I went back with another one like he never left, the man in charge, Nestor Gibbs. For about the conversation, first off about the YouTube topic, man, I really don't care what Tyson Fury be talking about in his comments on his interviews, man. This dude here has shown that he is very inconsistent, very unreliable when it comes to his statements, his perspectives. He's very erratic. You know, he could be on your team one time and then he could be throwing you under the bus the next time. His statements, I just take it as the way. I mean, don't get wilder in the compliments now. You done been calling him a dosser for the last 4-5 years. You know what I'm saying? You done been in there twice with him, so shit, he a dosser. Let him stay a dosser. Let him say everything
but isn't that why he's overqualified to give a response on this matter since he faced Wilder twice and is gonna fight him a third time?
he definitely knows better than anybody about who got power and who could do what about what, you know what I'm saying? So I think he a good spokesperson for saying that Wilder could put other heavyweights in the division on their ass, yes. But then it's also a backhanded compliment by giving people, like, basically saying, like, yeah, he can knock everybody else out, but he can't fuck with me. So that's just basically a backhanded compliment. But then, like, back to your Four Kings discussion, man, I ain't putting Dillian Whyte in their fourth category. I'm not putting Ruiz there. I'm just gonna leave that vacant, to be determined, as far as who will be our fourth crown holder. There's no discussion about the other three crown holders, so we just gonna put it like my dude said: 3 kings and maybe a knight, or maybe a jester, or maybe a jack. Yeah, there we go. We got a jack and 3 kings, so we just waiting on the fourth crown holder. And that's my call.
All right, lot of hatred, man. Lot of hatred. That's crazy, man. These dudes work all their life to get to that position, and y'all wanna just take it from them because y'all don't like them. I don't know, man. Look, I guess I had my things with Dillian Whyte myself, but it came from me wanting that fight with him and Wilder, and that's what makes him a king, right? He lost to AJ. Ain't that what the Four Kings is based on? Wins and losses to each other? Who does better with one another? You know? I mean, Duran beat Leonard. Leonard went on to beat Hearns. You know what I'm saying? Then he also went back to beat Duran to get the infamous no mas where Duran quit. You know, but Duran quit more because, you know, he wasn't in that shape, man. You know, he wasn't in shape. It was it was funny listening to his quotes say, man, you know we Latin, man. You know, we eat and drink once we win, yo. And he ain't lying, bro. Like, when you come from poverty like that and you get it, yo, it's hard for a Latino to stop partying, man. That's why Dominican fighters suffer so bad, man. You gotta imagine, man, Dominican fighter, $1 American is like 55 Dominican pesos. So it really don't matter what you make over here. When you get back over there, you balling. Do it go quick, of course, because everything is expensive, but you still balling for that little bit of time. So it's hard to stay on the right track, man, and have good consistency when you a Latin fighter. Well, depending on Caribbean. Let's say Caribbean. You know, Puerto Ricans suffer that shit a lot too. That's what the downfall for Camacho was. You know what I'm saying? Partying.
Hey! To this day! To this day! To this day! Take along if you know the words. Come on. To this day! Come on.
Yo, what's going on next? It's been a minute.
Long time. What's going on, champ?
Yeah, I've been listening. Don't worry. I got my ears. How did Wilder say? I got my ears to the ground or some stuff like that, you know. I've been listening to see what's going on. But yeah, just on the topic really, Fury's, yeah, he chats rubbish all the time. Like, I don't even know why anyone should take anything he says seriously. Like, you just never know the stuff he comes up with.
But you know, whether or not you don't believe the things Fury said, he still has a good, like, debating topic, right? There are many people that believe what he believes in terms of Wilder being able to beat AJ easily. I won't go to the extremes of one round, but, you know, yeah. Easy.
Yeah, but and I mean, if you any boxing person knows that Wilder's not gonna KO AJ in what it's that fight is not gonna end quicker than 3-4 rounds. It's probably gonna be like a late stoppage. It's yeah. I don't see that fight, you know, ending early. To be honest, I think that both fighters are gonna be very cautious of each other's power. It's not gonna be something that will. Anyway, I might be wrong, but yeah, I hear what you're saying though. But one round is just rubbish. Yeah, it's just giant rubbish. But yeah, just in terms of the rankings, I think that people just need to just give Whyte his due. Like at the end of the day, he has the best resume, but those three other guys. I mean, some people could argue that his resume is better than Wilder's, but that's a different conversation. But yeah, so I mean, in the ring rankings, he's number 3. So I don't understand. Like, this guy's resume is clearly better than everyone else's. Why is he not number 4? It's just these things you shouldn't be arguing.
Yeah,
but
no, he is number 4 though.
Yeah, he's definitely number 4. Like, if Fury's the champion and AJ's number 1 on ring, Wilder's number 2, and Whyte is number 3. So yeah, technically he's kind of number 4. But yeah, and
I meant the other way. I use the champion as number 1.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I think we're both saying the same. You see, Ness, this is one of them times where you and I, may agree on a few things.
Yeah, no, I think that Dillian is deserving. He's more deserving of any other heavyweight. No other heavyweight has that many wins or that many former champions that they've beaten. It's just not there. People are just in denial, I guess, because he's had feuds with AJ, feuds with Fury, feuds with Ruiz, and feuds with Wilder. So he's probably not the most liked fighter because he talks about your fighter, so you dislike him.
Yeah. But he's consistent because he keeps it across the board. Like, he talks about every heavyweight.
Yeah.
And
well, not every heavyweight. He keeps it to the top for sure. Andy. I mean, I guess you're right too. I guess you're right though. He talked about Big Baby. You're right. He talks about everybody. That's it. And that's he's grown on me. I've always said it. I wish he was American. That's the type of dude you want, is a Clubber Lang, someone that's always in the media. He doesn't allow himself to get cold. He's always hot. He's always out there. There's always a rumor, a possible fight. There's always a headline. He's always shitting on somebody. His Twitter and Instagram are active. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things that people complain, about with AJ, he does it. Like, people always complain that AJ is too, he's too PC. He never talks shit. Why gives you all of that? Yet people still, like, you can't please people. That's just what it is. You can never please people, but it is what it is, man.
For sure, brother. Thank you for calling in. We're going out to, looking like we have Contrill on. What up?
Yeah, what's going on, fam?
Chilling.
So I'm going to agree with Tyson Fury. Like, I'm a gambling man, and I put my money where my mouth is. Like, one thing that I see is the weakness for Anthony Joshua is the fact that he's susceptible to right hands, and he don't move his head like offline. Like, when he fought Klitschko was able to catch him with a lot of straight right hands. So I kind of agree with Fury. I believe that if he fight Wilder, he is susceptible to getting knocked out, unless you learn how to move his head.
That's how I feel, man. Those right hands are there to be landed. I don't think he has the same movement as a Fury. Seems difficult. Seems like a difficult fight. It's a fight I want, though, man. I wish they'd give us that fight. The issue is if Wilder loses, there's no importance in getting that fight right away. He has to rebuild.
I definitely agree.
Or at least put himself back in position.
I mean, it's possible because, like, holding all the belts would be a difficult task. And I can see Joshua dropping, like, the WBO belt. And Wilder can try to fight for that belt to get a title, to get back in position. But it's one thing that Wilder have that I don't think Fury has and AJ don't have. Wilder have speed. Wilder is pretty fast with his hands. I think he's faster than both.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. He's got to right the wrong with Fury, because that's the only way we get the Wilder AJ right away, or at least in theory, because we don't know will they be able to hammer out their differences and actually get a fight on paper. It's like Wilder says, when he beats Fury, hopefully AJ and Eddie have the same unification energy for him. Hopefully they are trying to bring Wilder the biggest heavyweight fight in the world and not offer him a flat fee. Hopefully they're trying to do 50-50 with Wilder the way they were, so happy and quick to do 50-50 with Tyson. Hopefully the princes want that fight, even though I don't think we need princes when Wilder's involved. America wants to fight, and the money is there, right? I mean, Bob isn't going to any princes or to Qatar for this fight, right? He's putting it straight on pay-per-view, unlike the possible Terrence and Pacquiao fight. He said he would not put it on pay-per-view here in America, and that he doesn't think that it will do good, and he's waiting to see what Fox does with Earl, doing it here in America. So if you're on Blog Talk, you have not pressed 1. There's a bunch of you on Blog Talk. If you want to speak and voice your opinion, you must press the numero uno at least one time so that we know you do want to get it off your chest. Yes, sir. So we got a long distance call here. Who is this? Who's this? Let me see. I don't think you've ever called in, my friend. But I'm going to double check the list like Santa just to make sure. No, I've never seen that in me life. Never seen it in me life, my friend. Where are you calling from? This looks like you can be from a whole nother country.
Far away, yo.
Who's this?
Anyway, I just wanted to just ask.
What's your name, brother? We didn't hear you.
Okay, yeah, my name's Paul.
Paul, where are you calling from?
Romania.
Romania. All right. Well, shout out to you. What's the question, champ?
Yeah. All right. I just wanted to ask, who do you think will win, Wilder or Fury?
Whoo, that's the $1 million question, man. I don't know. At this point, you got to favor Fury, man. At this point,
right.
It has to be seen. What can Wilder do differently?
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to just say this, just like Tyson, Mike Tyson fought Holyfield when he fought him the first time and lost. There was a lot of tension and sort of a comeback for Mike because he wasn't 100% the first fight, So that's like Deontay Wilder. And I think that the reality will be that Wilder just won't be able to defeat Tyson because Holyfield, like Tyson, they always come prepared. He just can't be beat. You know what I mean?
Definitely, brother. What was your name again?
Paul.
Paul in Romania. Paul, man, thank you for calling in. We look forward to hearing you back. We're going out to Aaron in Cali. What up?
What's up, Nez?
What up?
Yeah, so, I agree with Fury, but, I think like the other caller said, Fury just spouts off at the mouth. He talks about everybody. You don't know, what's truth or what's false with Fury. But I'm a Wilder guy. I think Wilder beats AJ. I think it's a great fight. The question is, let's make the fight, Nez. I know we talked the other day about this. If AJ beats Usyk, he satisfied 2 mandatories over the past 2 years. There's no other mandatory that he'll have to satisfy, not the WBA. And if Wilder wins, let's get that fight because everyone wants to see it, right? We don't want to see White Wilder.
I do.
Who leads AJ 3. Although those are good fights. No, Ned, those are good fights. But let me ask you, does that fight come before the undisputed fight? Does White Wilder come before AJ Wilder?
Only if Eddie puts it in the papers, like, yo, I'll give you, $10 million for White, and then you get the second fight with AJ.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a possibility.
But
And
you
I'll
know
say it's
Wilder
not-
ain't
it's
gonna
not
want that
hard
because
to sell.
Wilder ain't gonna want that. That's the same thing he offered him before. He offered him $8 million for White and then the AJ fight. He didn't want to do a 2 fight. He just wanted AJ.
Well, why don't you put White? Why don't you put White after AJ? Why don't you put him after AJ the AJ fight? Why not that?
I mean, at this point, you don't
What's the
need the
difference?
White fight. At this point, you don't need the White fight. First, there was a time when you needed the White fight so that it could help Wilder's profile get built in the UK and internationally. But at this point, Wilder is more known probably than all three of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then one last thing. This fight's easy to make as far as turn. The only difference was the flat feet last time. I think even Wilder would take 60-40, and they had it agreed. Do a fight in the UK, if you can, and do a fight in the US. 60-40 to AJ, and Wilder would take it. He doesn't want the flat feet, and I think everyone can accept that Wilder's worth more than a flat feet. You gave Parker 33%, you can give Wilder 40%. The fight's made. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So that's my call.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in. We're going out to Hawk, Maryland. What up?
Yo, what's up, fam? How y'all doing today?
All good.
All good. Man, the way I feel about this match, Fury just said, man, I agree that Wilder could probably beat Joshua. But the point is, for me, all of these fighters, the fighters and the people giving their opinions on these fights. And that's all we going off is who think who can beat who. That ain't good enough, man. Just like Charlo and Demetrius Andre. We both thought they was going to beat their last 2 fights easy. Everybody thought those 2 fights was going to be easy for them 2 dudes. But the problem is, if these fighters keep fighting these lackluster opponents, they're going to lose to a lackluster opponent. Instead, they need to just go ahead and fight each other and stop playing around, dancing around each other and fight each other, because they're going to lose to these fighters that they ain't supposed to lose to. And instead of everybody keep giving their opinion on that, you know what I'm saying? It's like we keep giving opinions on who's gonna be who. They just need to fight each other. But look at Wilder and the first Mexican fighter that lost too. They lost their first. Well, no, he lost before anyway. But Wilder lost his first fight to a top dude, Fury. So how bad can you look at Wilder? But these other fighters like Charlo and all them fighting these subpar fighters, when they get that loss because they keep dancing around each other, then they're gonna look like they was never that good when they should have just fought each other. And that's my whole opinion. If we going on opinions, but these dudes need to fight each other, man, because they're gonna be losing to nobody. And it's happening. It's coming on to them now. It seems like, we thinking that the fight is just a done deal. Even the bettors and the odd bettors are thinking the fight's a done deal. These dudes going in there struggling when they should go ahead and fight each other. That's the one thing I can say good about Wilder. At least he lost to a top dude, so now he get to come back and try to beat a top dude. But as far as what Fury said, it's just like everybody else's opinion. I think every fighter I like, I think he can beat everybody that he fights. But you got to actually get in there and fight him, is my opinion. But that's my call. That's my call, boss.
All right. We going out to David Maldonado. What up?
Yo, what's good?
What up?
What we talking about today?
Tyson Fury thinks Deontay Wilder knocks out unified king Anthony Joshua in 1 round, and we're talking the 4 kings of the heavyweight division. And we talking about the fact that
they're not even gonna fight each other.
We talking about the fact
they're
that
not even gonna.
We talking about the fact that people like you want us to go learn history, and then we find out that Marvin Hagler had 2 losses and 2 draws before he even became mentioned as a king, and y'all don't even want to give those dudes who beat him props. What's their name?
Right.
Say their name. Say them 4 people name who got 2 wins and 2 draws. Say their name.
I don't know. What I can tell you is this: there's been a lot of great fighters.
Exactly, because history will erase your ass if they want.
Remember, Bernard Hopkins took a loss early in his career. Margarito took like 5 losses early in his career. You know what I mean?
Hagler was like
So
Hagler was like 30-0 when he took a loss. That shit is important. Did somebody stop the hype train? 2 people, man. Y'all just erased them from history. Who are those dudes?
Yeah, but
say they name.
I don't know, man. Johnny Banana and Joey Bag of Donuts. All I can tell you is that, you know, he stepped his game up after that, just like Tevin Farmer did. You know what I mean?
Bruh,
now, as far as what
Tevin Farmer did that shit in his 10 first fights. Hagler lost when he was like 30-something and old, man. He out here talking about he can't get the fight. That's like Demetrius right now take a loss to somebody nobody ever fucking heard of 2 times.
But I'm gonna tell you this though, Marvin Hagler in his prime will wipe the floor with Demetrius Andrade. So let's not go there.
Bruh, man.
That's a whole different level.
Hey, yo, your documentary showed me.
Did you watch it?
Your documentary showed.
You watched it?
Your documentary showed me Hagler always had that right eye swole the fuck up. Swole, taped
Did you watch
up.
those 4 episodes?
Why he always had that eye swole and taped up like that?
I don't know, man. Genetics.
Mm-hmm.
Genetics, but did you see all 4 episodes?
Floyd got good genetics, man. Ray
Yeah,
Ray Leonard got hella genetics, huh?
Ray Leonard still look young too, man. But did you watch all 4 episodes, Ness?
Of course not, man. It's gonna take me about a year to watch all 4 of them shits. I barely got through the first one.
Listen, I heard you on Title talk about a lot of bullshit shows on Netflix. I'm not telling you to make a show about historians. You don't got to do that about the history. But at least watch some documentaries on the sport that you cover. You know what I mean? So you can have some knowledge.
No, we talking about it. We talking about it.
And it's a shame that I don't know if you know about Alfredo Benitez. They rarely mention him in the 4 Kings, and he was up there with them. You know what I mean? He beat Duran. He gave Sugar Ray Leonard a tough fight.
Leonard spanked him, man. Leonard spanked him. First fight, Leonard spanked him, man.
No, but they just showed the highlights. That was a competitive fight. When he fought Benitez, that was a very competitive fight. He had Sugar Ray missing so many punches in that fight. And but you know what? Benitez never fought Marvin Hagler. That's the reason why they probably never put him up in the 4 Kings, man. But another documentary I strongly urge you to watch is the Hector Camacho documentary. And there's only 1 episode. So I'm sure you can get that done, bro.
Yo, they hating in the chat talking about this the part of the show where you got hella warehouse noises. Yo, my man said this the part of the show where we badge legendary fighters. No, it's not. No, it's not. This just the part of the show where we say his fucking name. 2 dudes beat Hagler and no one knows their name. 2 dudes got a draw and no one knows their name. Before Hagler ever got a world title shot, man. Like, what the fuck is we talking about? Well, actually, we do know one dude that got the draw. That was a fucking robbery, right? Or did they give him the win? The dude from, like, the UK. The Hagler, he put hands on Hagler. His eye was looking... Okay, so it looks like Franklin ready to rock and roll. A little late, but we gonna take it. You know what I mean? Gonna get him on, talk some heavyweight boxing, see how he think about the 4 Kings. You know what I'm saying? What does he think? But don't forget, let me pull up that post for Jermaine Franklin. You know what I mean? For anybody that wants to ask him a question, you can do so by becoming a Patreon member and heading on over to the post and dropping them a question. Yeah, man, Sam has a point. Fury will forever be remembered for his fight with Wilder for sure. Which is funny. Which is really, really, really funny, or at least ironic, right? Before the Fury fight, people questioned Wilder's status in the game, or at least tried to question it. After the Fury fight, Wilder was the best heavyweight and Fury dismantled him, so now he's the best heavyweight, is how it's being written in history. So win-win for Wilder. Win-win for Wilder. He's just got to go on to become a 2-time, like Anthony, That's part of the story. if you're good, you will bounce back. Whether that's beating Fury in the trilogy or becoming a champion all together in another sanctioning body at a completely different time. Yeah, I seen that one, bro. I seen that one where they, and all I could think of was Wilder, Steve, in the UK. You know, honestly, you guys in the UK are disrespectful. I always knew it, and I always said it. I've been doing this show almost 12 years. I've always said you guys are disrespectful. You get very, very offensive and use very harsh words when it's just boxing. Bro, Hagler beat the brains off of somebody in the UK. They hit him with bottles and everything. That was disrespectful. And they did the same thing to Wilder when he went to go announce his fight with Fury. The UK doesn't deserve boxing, man. You know, you guys are great guys and love the sport, but you're also way too disrespectful. You know what I mean? They need to, people that throw those drinks, they need to grab them up, do them like the olden days. Put them in the lineup, wet a belt, you know, just get a bucket of water, take off a brand new genuine leather belt, wet it, soak it in water, and just spank the shit out them motherfuckers. You know, that's disrespect, man. Throwing drinks, hitting Hagler with bottles. They threw a drink on Wilder. He's there to announce his fight. Way too disrespectful, dude. Them dudes need to get smacked up. For real. Too disrespectful. I never knew that. See, and this is what I'm saying. My man want me to go back and watch documentaries to see that shit. That's what I seen. That's what I took away from it. That marvelous Marvin Hagler, the legend, went to the UK, beat a champion, and got bodied with bottles. First of all, what the hell were they doing with bottles in the crowd? Like, sheesh. I wonder when that changed from bottles to plastic cups, huh? I guess they learned their lesson somehow. That was crazy. You know, shout out to his team who covered him up, you know, so he won't get lose an eye or something, you know. But let me get to J. Will in Ohio. What up?
You should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
Yeah, what's up, Ness, man? So you still solo dolo, man. You holding it down, man. Another good show, man. But I watched that documentary too, man. And it's crazy how you touched on that whole Marvin Hagler championship fight in the UK. But out of all the things I've seen in that documentary, that thing it stood out, you know, to me with the most. And you're right, man. It's just speaking on UK fans in general. I mean, I have noticed that they do have a tendency to take things, you know, maybe a step or two too far. But you know, that's par for the course for them, though. You know, if you see how, you know, some of their soccer fans are nuts. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you, Nessa, on, you know, the temperament of UK fans. Speaking more to the Wilder fight and Tyson Fury, you know, like, I forgot who said it, but it is like a backhanded compliment. I mean, real talk, it should, you know, put a little bit more confidence in Deontay in this upcoming fight. If your opponent is that fond of your skills, you know what I'm saying, you got to be doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury may just have this guy's number, but, you know, obviously you're still great if you just can't, for some reason, get Tyson Fury. You still are, you know, up there with the greats. I think it was another topic. The four horsemen or the four kings. I mean, Dillian Whyte, man, I mean, this is what people got to do, man. Like, you got to remove your feelings. You know, he's not a likable character. But has he done things deserving to put him up there in the top four? Hell yeah, man. You know, the dude is not likable. He's not really, and that's not his aim, is to be likable. So you gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Dillian Whyte has done some things to garner, you know, a warranted fourth spot in the king conversation. But we got to be real. Like, it's, you know, 1, 2, and 3 is kind of grouped together, and that number 4 is like, it's a distant 4. He's not up there with those guys per se. He's still like a distant 4, but like he's up there, bro. He deserves to be mentioned with those guys. He's just waiting for his shot. You know, even though if I compare it to basketball, like, I wasn't a big Kobe guy, but the dude was nasty. I have to respect the dude. I was more LeBron than Kobe, but I still have to respect Kobe.
you got to respect Dillian and what he's doing, man. At the end of the day, just touch on the Charlo topic real quick, man. I just think he was in there with a live opponent. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get in there with a guy who's just not going to lay down. But Charlo did get sloppy at times. We're not going to act like he, was fighting a good fight or fighting a perfect fight, and the dude was just, fighting above his means. Nah, at times Charlo got sloppy. You know what I'm saying? So that's just to give him something to go back to the drawing board and work on. But all in all, I still think it was a decent performance against a live opponent, man. But that's my call, Ness, man. Keep doing a good job, bro.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how it's this hard to make Dillian the number 4. He's got the names. He's fought the fights. It's all comparable, He lost to AJ. Ruiz lost to AJ. Ruiz beat AJ. Ruiz lost to Parker. He beat Parker. It's like super comparable, man. Super comparable, man. That's why these fights need to happen, man. That's the biggest problem with boxing, and these fighters also need to understand that. You fight once and twice a year, so you don't have the luxury of looking bad. You don't have the luxury of this not being your night. You got to always make a statement. Basketball, football, baseball, they have so many games in one year that they get an average per year. Bases stolen, hits ran, or whatever the fuck, assists, dunks. Dudes get all these stats per year. You get 2 fights. Oh shit, who are the 4 kings of Border Wars? The thing is with that, Ignorant Boxing, that's a great question for Wednesday's Border Wars show, which is now moved to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Every single Wednesday, we'll be talking Border Wars. We moved it from Saturday morning, which was too early for most people in, the West Coast. So what we're looking to do is make it more accessible for the West Coast crew. And we've moved it to Wednesday at 7 p.m. There's also a post on Patreon that you could use to drop a question or topic suggestion, even a match. Shout out to Eddie Nevades in Las Vegas that, put in plenty of matches and matchups he'd like to see for us to talk about Wednesday. We're going to be talking that Wednesday right here on TBV. Let me see here. I'm looking for Jermaine Franklin now. Trying to get him on here, but I'm not. Sorry about here we go, Franklin. Let's see if this is gonna work. Brandon, tell him to turn the app on. It's not on, so I can't even get him on the call. But he's in there. All he's got to do is join us now. There he goes.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, Jermaine? How you doing? Good morning, Mr. Franklin. Can you turn the camera on? There you go. Let's go ahead and show you to the audience. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're live with heavyweight contender Jermaine Franklin, signed to Salida Promotions, undefeated American heavyweight. So, Jermaine, we'll start off obviously with the topic. Do you got any headphones there so it won't loop back in?
Nope. I ain't got no. I just lost my AirPods. I ain't got no right now.
All right. So today we're talking Tyson Fury's statement. He's saying that he thinks Deontay Wilder still knocks out unified champ Anthony Joshua in one round. What's your thoughts on a Deontay Wilder-Anthony Joshua fight? How do you see that playing out?
I think, me personally, I think Wilder can pull that fight out. I don't know about no first round or nothing like that, but I think if Wilder got a chance at AJ, it'd be a good battle that Wilder ends up pulling out.
For sure. So we were also discussing a side topic of who are the 4 kings of the heavyweight division right now. Obviously, you know you're undefeated and you want to get there, but who do you think is number 1, including the champion? Not saying champion is on a different status. He's number 1. Who's your top 4?
I would say I got Fury at 1, AJ at 2. I'm kind of still arguably about Wilder at 3. I don't know. Honestly, I would just say those probably my top 3. So, I wouldn't even know who to give the 4th spot to.
All right, so that's been kind of the debate. Callers have been debating whether it's Andy, who holds a win over AJ, but a loss to Joseph Parker, and Dillian, who holds a loss over to AJ, but a win over Joseph Parker and other undefeated heavyweights. So it's between Dillian Whyte and obviously Andy Ruiz. So can you pick one out of the 2, or you don't think so?
I give it to Andy. If I had to pick between those 2, I give it to Andy.
So you value that win over AJ?
Yeah, it's a big win over AJ. To me, it's a big win over AJ. For you to get hurt, get up and knock somebody down while you still don't have your legs, that's a big win.
Now, what about people that like to say it was a fluke since he couldn't repeat it in the rematch?
A lot of people think boxing a fluke until they get their ass in there and get hit. It's a whole different story once you're getting punched on. You know, everybody looked good, but everybody was thinking Andr Ruiz was a pushover, and he started putting that power on AJ. And people be thinking it's fake, but shit, it's real. When you get in there getting punched on, them legs ain't as strong as you think they is.
For sure. So, who are you leaning towards? I don't want to put you in a against the wall, but who are you favoring in the Wilder Fury trilogy?
I got Fury again. I caught it a couple times. I like Deontay Wilder. Don't get me wrong, but to me, Fury is the more cleaner cut boxer. You know, he could get his points. He can stay out the way, and he can score good. He can score good points. So if he's scoring and you not scoring, that's it's hit or don't get hit. We know how the game goes.
What's the key to beating a guy like Tyson? I mean, he's tall, he's long. He's shown us in the first Wilder fight he can box and keep you on the outside, and then he showed us, look, I can be a bully if I want.
I honestly like how my stablemate Otto Wallen have fought him. When him and Otto have fought, even though he still beat Otto, but Otto showed me some stuff I never really seen not too many people do. Like Otto was real aggressive. He was touching him. He was getting to the body a lot. A lot of people let Fury get in his mode and let him get comfortable, and he starts to jab you from the distance. He starts to play around with you, and Otto was not letting him get too comfortable. He made Tyson a little more uncomfortable and made him fight more aggressively. And I seen that you made him fight a little more aggressively, kind of took Tyson out of his normal game plan.
Have you seen the clips of Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott on the internet of their training together?
I seen some of them, not a lot. I think I seen like a video on the pads. I think the Wilder was looking nice. Yeah, he was throwing some straight 1-2s and stuff. But it's like I tell a lot of people though, it always looks good when nobody's in front of you. Like we perfect stuff, but when it's time to do it on a person, will it still be the same? So.
That's actually what a lot of professionals have been saying. Like, it looks good on the pads, but how's he going to react in sparring? How's he going to react in a real fight? Will he revert they're saying, will he revert back to the old Wilder? Do you believe that? Like, once Tyson punches him, he going back to the old Wilder, or do you think he can stay disciplined with the game
Even if
plan?
he doesn't go back to the old Wilder right away, eventually he will. Like, like we all got habits. We all try to make them, correct them and stuff. But when the pressure on, sometimes you can't control it. Sometimes you just the switch flips and you go right back to the same stuff he was doing. So like if he gets to a point to where what he's trying to do not working, I'm pretty sure he's going to go back to the old him or do some of the old stuff that he does.
For sure. So now we know that Dillian Whyte, he's been looking for an American, I guess, re-debut, because he already fought in America on the Crawford undercard. But the rumor is that he's coming back to America looking for a debut. He's obviously looking for an American heavyweight. Have you gotten a call, and what do you think about a fight with you and Dillian Whyte? Do you think you're ready? I
haven't gotten a call. It was like some rumors in the wind. I haven't gotten an official call, but I feel like I'm ready. I would love to get that fight. I've been out the ring for almost 2 years. I got a lot of critics, a lot of speculation. So a lot of people think like I'm not ready for the position I am, but it's my job to prove them wrong. I had my last training camp went perfect. I was so ready to fight. I ended up catching COVID, so it slowed me back down. But yeah, I'm ready to go. I've been out the ring for 2 years. Shit, I'm feeling like I could take a lot of people on right now.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You were scheduled to fight Lou DiBella, signed and promoted fighter Stephen Big Shot Shaw on Ring City TV. I was super excited. 2 undefeated heavyweights. I was just a little bit sad that it was 2 American undefeated heavyweights fighting each other so early. But that's part of the sport. That being said, it was rumored that it was rescheduled. So it's not rescheduled anymore?
No, if it was, I haven't been brought to me to my knowledge yet.
So as far as you know, you're not fighting him any longer?
No, they haven't said anything to me about it, or Ring City hasn't got in contact with my people and said anything about it as far as my knowledge goes. So I don't think if it happens, I don't think it's just going to happen right now.
Are you afraid that you're coming into that Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao 2 years out of the ring? You know what I'm saying? Like right now, Pacquiao's going into the Spence fight 2 years out the ring. Thurman went into the Pacquiao 2 years out the ring. Yeah. How great can you perform? How good is going to be your timing?
So yes, it's always a worry because in game is different from practice. But all I can do to make myself ready is just train hard, get a lot of sparring, try to get my timing back. Basically try to knock that ring rust off in the gym.
Have you heard anything about the possibility of coming back? Because obviously your promoter got a TV deal with Showtime, so it's not like you guys don't have dates.
Right now we just been trying to go for the right people, and we've been having a little bit of trouble right now, but boxing's starting to pick back up, so hopefully we can get something going pretty soon. Hopefully not too long, in the next couple months or so.
All right. Well, we got a question from Bo in Bama who says, are you looking forward to the new eSports boxing game? Did they reach out to you to be a part of it?
Nope. They didn't reach out to me to be a part of it, but I did see a couple gaming clips of it. I'm pretty excited. We ain't had a boxing game in a little while, and I'm a gamer, so I'll be on the Xbox and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. They ain't got me on there yet, but I'll be on there in the future.
So when you say you're a gamer, do you actually go live on Twitch while playing your games?
I don't go live. I thought about streaming. I don't go live, but I play everything. I play Call of Duty, 2K, all that stuff online.
Yeah, man, you gotta listen. Ryan Garcia renegotiated his contract 2 times because of his social media following. Gaming is one of the biggest niches on the internet. Like if you can become a big time, look at Logan and them. KSI was a gamer.
Yeah.
KSI was a gamer before he became this, he's obviously a man that's very talented, but he started off as a gamer. Yeah. So, I would say turn your hobby into something, my friend. Let me get to Compton. Dual Ingram says, You and Jared Anderson in the ring right now. What happens? Give me details.
I think I'll beat Jared Anderson, but you know, I think he's a good fighter, but I think I can outwork him. I can outwork him, give him some looks he ain't never seen before.
What are you basing that off the eBay fight?
Just off a couple fights. It's like some stuff I see him do. Like every boxer got flaws, but it's some stuff I see him do to where I feel like I could capitalize off of it.
Do you think you can capitalize off him now, and it will get tougher later? Because this is now his second camp with Fury. And obviously, sparring with someone on that level has to make you better. And he posted the other day, I don't know if you've seen it, but my job is to stalk all of you and make it easier for the audience. And he posted that these were pay-per-view sparring rounds between him and Fury. So obviously, he ain't going soft or trying to let Fury bully him. And he's saying, like, people would pay to see what he did or what was done in that session. So do you think he'll be better or he'll get better with that sparring?
I mean, he should. Everybody should get better with top of the level sparring. But you know, boxing is a game of confidence. So you got to speak that confidence into yourself. You gotta hype yourself up. So I feel like every boxer will always say like, this is the best of everything. Like, you know, I'm getting the best training or the best sparring or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But you can say all you want to. You got to prove it at the end of the day.
Have you sparred, like, what's the biggest name? Because obviously Tyson Fury is the top of the food chain when it comes to heavyweight boxing. What's the biggest name you've sparred?
Biggest name I sparred so far. Let me see. I haven't really been to no big camps. It was a guy named Jordan Schimmel out here in Michigan. We used to spar. He fought for like a world title at cruiser. Yeah, not too many big names. I had got invited to a couple big name training camps, but COVID had stopped everything.
Weren't you invited to the Dubois, I believe, right? Was it not? Or am I wrong about that?
No, I don't think I got invited to his camp. I got invited to Michael Hunter just tried to invite me to a camp.
Oh.
The last guy, what's his name? The guy that got knocked, I think, I'm trying to say the right name. The Russian guy that just fought Dillian Whyte.
Povetkin. Yes, yeah, I remember that.
Got invited. I got into the Povetkin camp, but COVID had stopped that. I can't remember if it was Dubois or not, but somebody did try to invite me to England. I don't remember if it was Dubois or not.
I thought it was Dubois, but I guess I'm wrong. I mean, I guess I could be confusing it with Dillian though. Dillian could have, I could see why they would use you for the Povetkin fight.
Yeah. So it was like most of my camps got slowed down because of other stuff going on. But yeah, I'm open though. I'm open to go to camps.
So when you say you're Wallin stablemate, is that by promoter or by management?
By promoter.
Okay. We have James Valdez from San Antonio, Texas, who says, what's the story behind the nickname 989 Assassin?
Well, that was the name my coach gave me probably around my 6-7 fight. 989 is my city's area code, Saginaw, Michigan. So the name actually wasn't the 989 Assassin at first. It was like another nickname for the city. But when they said it, when I was coming, I was like, who the hell is that? Like, who did they call it? But after a while, I took the front part off and put the 989 Assassin. So yeah, it stuck. I like the way it sounds.
Okay. We got Brandon in Cincinnati that says, do you feel it's time to bring in a more seasoned world-class trainer?
No, I think my trainer is worse. I hear honestly, I get a lot of flack about my trainer. Everybody doubts him. Everybody doubts him, but I wouldn't be 20-0 if he wasn't good. Or, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Like, honestly, that man started training me when I was 17. I lost one fight since an amateur since I've been with him. Probably two.
I hear you. So definitely.
But like, I mean,
but
honestly,
are you interested
I would never
in?
get rid of my trainer, but I can see like bringing somebody else in for like advice or to help around. You know what I'm saying? But I would never replace my trainer.
That's what I was gonna ask. Would you bring someone else in?
Yeah, I probably in the future as long as I talk to him about it and everything's comfortable, we got to understand it. You know, I could bring somebody else around to help.
How far are you
Show
from?
different insights.
How far are you from that Crunk gym?
From Crunk, I'm not that Crunk's. I mean, Detroit's like probably like an hour 40 minutes.
Well, that's too long to drive for training, though.
Yeah.
But he got some heavyweights over there. You know, Salita got some other heavyweights.
Yeah, we got
gym.
Opti and them guys out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
yep.
And then you got you obviously got Crunk Sugar Hill. I mean, if you can get him to give you a second look, and it's in the hometown, but an hour and 40. That's
every time we around Sugar, you know what I'm saying. If I ask Sugar or if he sees something, I ask him. You know, Sugar tell me, always give me good insight and stuff. Because him and my coach have known each other for a long time. They had you know, like a relationship before me boxing and stuff.
We got Big Casual, man. You got to start putting where you from. But he says, what's up, champ? If Wilder pulls off the upset in the trilogy against Fury, do you think Eddie will be willing to make a fight with Wilder? # two-time. And I guess he means willing to make the undisputed fight.
Honestly, that's up with AJ. You know, I don't like shitting on nobody, but I had heard some stuff in the boxing world. You know, people was turning down contracts and stuff. So they've been trying to make this fight happen for the longest time. But it's really up on AJ. Is he gonna take the fight? Is he gonna fight, or is he gonna shy away from it? Because this fight was supposed to happen years ago.
Nice. We got Steve in the UK who says, hey, Jermaine, thanks for coming on the show. Which fight takes you over the top and puts your name up there with the top 5 heavyweights? Is it Chisora? Is it Big Baby Miller? Michael Hunter? Philip Hergovich? Etc. And what puts you in line for a shot at one of the belts? Thanks for your time, Steve in the UK.
A big name put me up there with one of the belts. I just got to get my ranking higher. We know how boxing goes. So once I get my ranking up there, I think my record and my name will potentially give me a title shot once I'm in the rankings. And I think a couple of those guys will get me up there. Big Baby, Philip Hergovich. We actually tried to get some with Philip Hergovich. It fell through. And, it was another guy, Chinese guy we tried to fight. Jerry Forrest fought him too. That fell through.
Oh, Big Zan. Oh, you was gonna get that fight with Jalal J from Matchroom.
Yeah, we tried to get that. It fell through. They ended up fighting Jerry Forrest. So yeah, it was a couple of them guys. Like I said, like boxing is.
Bruh, you would have had to be in good shape, man. You seen that fight with Jerry and Zal?
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it. It was
shout
a good
out
fight.
to Jerry, man.
Jerry yourself out though.
Jerry came in phenomenal shape, man. He really, his stock grew with that fight. I mean, 3 times he got dropped and got back up and still was putting hands on Jalal J. I mean, I'm sad Jerry ain't get a fight since then. Like, they letting him, he should have capitalized on that momentum.
Oh, you know he had gotten in a little trouble.
For the weed, right? I think he popped for weed.
Something like that. They were saying weed or steroids or some shit. You know, when he fought Big Baby, he got in trouble. Well, I mean, when he's supposed to fight Big Baby, he fought Carlos Taco. They said he dropped the dirty.
I mean, from what I've seen, it was for marijuana. Now, whether or not they're going to say marijuana was a masking agent, but I mean, athletes smoke marijuana. Like, it helps with your pains and shit. You know, even football is allowing it now. So they need to really, I mean, there's actually... I can't remember the fighter, but there's one boxer who just got it's called a therapeutic exemption for marijuana, and he fought here in Florida. I'm from the tri-state area, but I just moved to Florida in January. But yeah, he got a therapeutic exemption. It's like some people just smoke, man. Like, what if you were, what's my man name? Sammy Vasquez. You know, he was in the army. He came back with PSTD or PSD. Like, my man want to smoke. He need to calm down. You know what I mean? But he's still a fighter. But anyway, we got some more questions from you here. We got Young Tigre who says, who is your current number one pound for pound fighter in the sport right now?
In the sport? Oh, shit. I would have said Terrence Crawford, but he ain't fought in a little while. That's my guy right there. Teofimo knocked Loma off.
Oh, he got a call.
I'm trying to think because I had a couple fighters I liked.
All right, man.
I probably have to give it to Fury right now. For right now, yeah.
Wow, over Canelo?
I mean, I like Canelo, but I just want to see. I want to see him stop fighting the same people. You gotta fight somebody else for me. That shit is not. It's not interesting. You just keep beating up the.
Did you watch the Charlo fight this weekend?
I missed it. I got home too late. I was pissed. I couldn't even record it. They said he did good though.
He did.
It was
pretty much a shutout. My man landed some shots, but it was pretty much a shutout. Let's see.
Hey, though, I just want to see somebody fight Demetrius Andr. Can we get a star?
Yeah.
To fight that girl.
I mean, we waiting to find out what happened. They offered Chris Eubank to fight. Allegedly, it was a good offer. So we got to see, does he take that? We got Coach Myers that says Jermaine Franklin is 20-0 versus you. Jermaine Franklin 20-0 versus Cassius Chaney 20-0. Sounds like a good fight to me. What's your thoughts? Thinking emoji.
Hey, so I'll take it. I ain't got no problem. You know, me and Cassius have seen each other in the amateurs.
Oh,
he cool people, we cool people, but you know, if that fight gonna get me to the next level, then I'll take it.
Nice.
It just has to make sense. You know how it goes. It just got to make sense for us. We can make it happen.
So, do you have like a projected month or date that you're trying to come back to?
I would like to come back, hopefully no later than like August or September. But I'm still like me and my promoter been in talks a little bit, but I'm just waiting on them to confirm, line some stuff up and confirm it for me.
Okay. Well, I think those are all the questions, Jermaine. I want to obviously thank you for coming on, and if you can, please give out your social media.
Okay. Yep. On my Facebook, y'all can follow me at Jermaine Franklin Jr. On my Instagram, you can follow my page. My personal page is 989 Assassin, and I have another page, Jermaine Franklin Jr.'s Boxing. And yeah, that's two of the social medias that I use the most. And I just like to tell people, like, tune in, keep watching, and I'm pretty sure I got some bomb dates that y'all not gonna want to miss in the future.
We got a last minute one here from Carl Mickens that says, what's your thought on the fight between you and undefeated Mike Polite Coffee?
Mike Coffee? I think that'd be a good fight. I just seen him I seen him fight Damani Rock. I kind of liked that fight. I liked how he was looking in that fight. He got some nice skills. I think that'd be a good fight. I just me personally as a fighter though, I get in there. I seen some stuff he like to do, so I'll try to make him do it. See if he could do it. Can he do it under pressure, or he only could do it while he relax? You know, make him uncomfortable and just try to take advantage. My whole boxing spectrum is to make people uncomfortable. If I can make you uncomfortable, you can't think correctly.
Is Coffee and Chaney fights that you would take without a tune-up? Again, you've got 2 years out the ring. Do you need something beneath them before you fight something like them?
I mean, I will always like a tune-up, but realistically, if I had to fight without a tune-up, you could give me a good camp, and I'm all right.
The Brotherhood sends a super chat and says, Franklin, knocks out Dillian Whyte. So
I think so too, brother. I think I get him out of there too.
Well, once again, brother, thank you for jumping on and talking a little bit of boxing with us, man. We'd love to get you back on. As soon as you hear anything and you can announce a fight, let us know, and we'll reschedule you. And glad to have you on.
Man, I appreciate you having me on.
All right, thank you, brother. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Top contender in the heavyweight division, Jermaine Franklin. That was pretty good. Cannot complain. Shout out to him for jumping on the show. We're going back to the phone lines. We got Solo Raider in New Zealand with a 2, whatever your currency is, super chat that says nothing. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. We got Rel in New Mexico by way of Detroit. What up? Or by Detroit, no way, New Mexico. I don't know how you say it. What up, Rel?
Hey, Ness, can you come back to me?
All right. So we got AJ Will. Did we cut your call because Jermaine was on, or did you?
Nah. I have my whole call.
All right, champ. All right, so we're going out to who's this? We got in the 954. 954 is Hollywood. Oh, that's Florida. I gotta learn these Florida area codes. Who's this? Oh, look who it is. Boxing Chief. What's up, brother?
Yes, sir. Hey, we'll talk offline about that conversation we had last night, but
Sure.
I'm looking into that stuff right now.
I didn't know you were in Florida. What part of Florida are you in?
No, I was stationed in Florida. Stationed in Opelika when I was active duty.
Okay. So you left. You left the great state of Florida, huh?
Hey, military said I had to move, and I never made it back, even though I wanted to. So, life does certain things, and you end up in different places.
Military man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you, and happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you, brother. Likewise,
Related.
if you're a father.
Crap, this is the worst time. You know what? This call can wait. So, you were talking about the Four Kings, and I decided to come up with a little bit of stuff. It turns out some people don't know the history if they don't know that Bobby Watts and Willie Monroe were the two of the people outside of Ray Leonard that beat Marvin Hagler, and Sugar Ray Seals and Vito Antifermo, the Italian, were the ones that drew with him, and he avenged both. He avenged everything but the Leonard. So,
but isn't it
so
funny?
the boxing fans out there.
But isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that Hagler gets talked about as some king?
Well, he was.
And
but
before he ever got a title shot, he already had 2 losses and 2 draws. Then he eventually fought one of the kings. So it's just ironic that if Wilder loses to what's perceived as the best heavyweight in the world, people are saying they're writing him off and saying that he's done, when technically Hagler was done before he even started.
We're talking about age-wise, you're darn close, yeah. Wilder's 35, and he hasn't changed much. And something else I wrote down in the notes you were talking about on, what he's looking at, like with Malik Scott. I mean, he's holding mitts. They're not showing any sparring. They're not showing what he's doing when he's getting his bell rung in the gym. And with the flaws that he has, unless they've fully fixed those, I'm sure he's getting his bell rung in the gym. So what's he doing when that happens? Obviously, they're not going to show that because that's going to give Fury a tell of what the plan for is. So, but at the same time, you're just hitting the mitts, just like your former guest just said, Mr. Franklin. What happens when you get hit back? I mean, Tyson looked great in the gym in the later part of his career every time he got in the gym, but then he got in the ring and he was losing to sub contenders after the Lennox Lewis fight. But he still looked good in the gym. So looking good in the gym doesn't mean you're going to do it in the ring.
Yeah. No. It is a possibility.
Somebody mentioned Benitez.
When you
mentioned
yes.
Benitez, you said that Leonard spanked him. He was holding his own in that fight. Leonard was winning, but he was holding his own in that fight. Leonard was only like 3 points ahead at the most going into the 15th round before they stopped that fight.
But Benitez...
And Leonard is the exception, not the rule.
But
Leonard is the exception, not the rule.
But in my opinion, Benitez, he showed more signs of the punches. Like when he hit Leonard, Leonard didn't react the way that he reacted when Leonard hit him. And obviously Leonard could punch. I mean, look at what he did to Hearns late and in the 13th round. That was crazy. I didn't expect that. But, you know,
that
yeah,
was
man,
exhaustion, though. That was Tommy Hearns weighing in at 145 pounds, not conditioning himself right due to inexperience between him and Emmanuel Stewart, getting ready for the first really big fight. And it was also same-day weigh-ins.
No,
that wasn't 24 hours to rehydrate.
And it's just it was 15 rounds. Imagine if it was a 12-round fight. Right. He won the fight. It was 15 rounds.
Yeah, well, if it's a 12-round fight, then Durant. If it's a 12-round fight, Durant beat Hagler for the middleweight title.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a different time. You know what I mean? But that's why, like, you know, again, watching that, it's just like, oh wow, if this was 12 rounds, this was a Hearns fight in the bag. You know, the fact that they were 15, it gave Leonard the opportunity he needed. Yep. And, you know, he you know, hearing him narrate that particular scene was beautiful because he's like, yo, I knew I had to come out there and do something. And you can tell that what he was narrating was exactly what he felt in that moment because he did storm out that corner like they put a brand new battery in his back. He came out that corner and charged at Hearns.
And there was no black bottle in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm hoping you're talking about the Panama Lewis thing, or is there some? I'm not a history buff.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello fight.
Yeah.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, I'm not much of a history buff, but I got this caller, David Maldonado in New York, that's forcing me to watch documentaries and stuff like that. But it's, you know, this is what happens when I watch a documentary, and it's like, damn, you know, this generation craps all over fighters like Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder, and at least one is an interim champion and one was a former world champion, and here Hagler was, you know, I mean, making like $100 a fight, fighting nobodies. I mean, he sounds like he had the same exact Deontay Wilder story, except Wilder became a champion without suffering any losses or draws, except Wilder gets disrespected. You know,
well,
I don't know. It's just
to compare those two in a way. Let me be fair. Hagler had to go on the road to Philly and to Detroit and other places because he wasn't getting a lot of fights in Massachusetts, fighting in other people's hometowns and fighting contenders and still not getting a shot, whereas Wilder didn't even really fight a real contender until his title shot.
What?
Name who was in the top 10 that he fought before he fought Dazn?
Liakovic, maybe? Malik Scott?
He wasn't
of
in
course.
the top 10.
Are you going to say Malik Scott wasn't in the top 10? Come on.
I'll have to go back and look at that one. I'll take that one. I'll take that one. I'll take that piece of knowledge. I'll go back and research
who else?
That one.
Let me go back
was
that
a former
far.
world champion.
Let me go back that
Liakovic
far.
was a former world champion, but he wasn't ranked at that time because he hadn't fought anybody of note in a while.
Let's see.
I mean, he hadn't fought anybody of note since he got knocked out by Shannon Briggs. Or no, not Shannon Briggs. He beat Shannon Briggs. He lost to Brewster.
Yeah, I would say Malik Scott is probably the only name before Jermaine Stavern. I don't know Calvin Price. I don't know that he was a top 10 just because he was undefeated. You can find undefeated heavyweights anywhere, you know. I would say it was Malik Scott. I remember Malik Scott getting out of jail, getting a couple showbox fights, and showing his skills, and then getting the Chisora fight. So maybe Malik Scott was a top 10. So yeah, you know, but I'm saying similar paths in the sense that there are, right, for Hagler, there were more glamorized fighters at the time. For Wilder, there were more glamorized fighters. Wilder and Hagler had to come up the hard way. Wilder was fighting in, you know, Alabama market and shopping mall, go through his box rack. And Hagler felt the same way. He felt the same way. Like, he wasn't getting any love. I mean, dude, you know what? Yo, I should shout out to Maldonado for making me watch that freaking documentary. The fact that Sugar Ray Leonard whatever year that was, because I'm not good with history, but he made $40,000 on his pro debut, and they just offered Malakuliev, that Rosado knocked out, $40,000 to take the Kovalev fight, and he did. Is that insane or is that insane? One dude made $40,000 for a pro debut, guaranteed can, and fought him on national television. And another dude was offered $40,000 to sell his soul versus a 3-time world champion. Like, granted, Malakuliev probably would have beat Kovalev because Kovalev doesn't have the agility of Rosado. So to duck under some of those left-handed shots would have been difficult for old man Kovalev. But $40,000, bro. You see the difference? Lord have mercy.
Well, and then De La Hoya turned pro for $200,000.
200,000
for Olympic fighters. Yeah, he had guaranteed $200,000 turn pro.
Wow.
I think Evander Holyfield might have gotten $75,000 to turn pro, and he was a bronze medalist.
But when you say turn pro, you're saying that first fight, because you know contracts. Okay, because you know contracts now are like, you know, if you getting 40 for your first, you're probably getting 40 or more for your second. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know I know a little bit about history of contracts. I don't know how they draw them up. I'm not a businessman. I'm going to pretend like I know how all that works. I just know what happens after the fact when I do my research, and you know, some things come up, and then I also have to check the site, because if it's on BoxRec's linked to Wikipedia, anybody can post something on Wikipedia. So if there's not a resource in the bottom to validate that fact, I usually don't buy it. So, you know, I try to, since people listen to my voice and they think that I don't know anything about boxing, I try to make sure I really have my facts straight before I go into something.
Nah, man. Nah, actually, I've heard this the opposite. Jeff from Nova Scotia in one of the chats said that he thinks you'd be a great addition to the panel. But listen, let me get to some other people. Boxing Chief. We're going out to Rel in Mexico by way of Detroit. What up?
Hey, Ness, you're going to have to call me Gordon Ramsay this morning because I'm about to cook.
Uh-oh.
All right. So I got Andy Ruiz definitely at the number 4 position just because of the fact he beat Anthony Joshua, but it's the fashion he did it. He did it in America. Okay, that's the first thing. He took the fight on late notice because he was originally supposed to fight Baby Miller. And he knocked AJ down numerous times and made him spit his mouthpiece out. Like, we cannot forget that AJ gave up against Andy Ruiz. Okay, now he enjoyed that fame and let that fame go to his head in the second fight and put on all that weight. But that don't change from what he did in his first performance. As far as Dillian Whyte, I feel like Luis Ortiz is a much better gamer opponent than him, just because the only 2 losses on Ortiz's record is to Deontay Wilder by knockout. Other than that, he was the second biggest heavyweight with the highest KO percentage back when him and Wilder was
chill,
cool.
Man.
Right?
You sound like you holding on to that draw with Marvin, man. Last big win Luis Ortiz had was 2015, man. You can't name one good win he had since 2015.
Luis Ortiz?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know if it was good or not, but ever since after he lost to Wilder, he's been getting knockouts. So
knocking
it's like
out
he
who,
hasn't
though?
lost.
Who he knocking out?
I don't know these guys. You're right.
Exactly. So how is he a king if he ain't fighting, and when he fought a king, he lost twice? Like, man, knock it
Well,
off.
I guess I'm comparing Luis Ortiz's performance to Dillian Whyte's last performance. If you look at the Regis fight,
Dillian Whyte
I
last
kind of had
performance. Dillian Whyte last performance was a knockout of Povetkin.
No, not that. Not his last fight. I mean, his last performance is what we've seen through multiple fights. And before he got that knockout,
He got
of course,
better
Povetkin
wins,
knocked him
man.
out first.
He got better wins. Luis Ortiz never beat a former world champion.
That's true, but it takes 2 people to get in the ring, and Luis Ortiz not the opponent that's running from these fights.
You tripping, bro?
I don't know, but
It's
as far
over.
as
It's over for Luis Ortiz,
Andy
man.
Ruiz.
It's over for Luis Ortiz. He ain't get a win since 2015, and that was a cruiserweight a small heavyweight in Brian Jennings, man. Jennings ain't even fought since like 3 years ago, man. Like,
wasn't Ortiz on the recent undercard for somebody like a year ago or something like that?
Absolutely nobody. Luis Ortiz is the new Juan Manuel Marquez of boxing. Even Marquez has fought and beat notable names, but he used to just fight Pacquiao, lose, and wait to fight Pacquiao again by fighting nobodies in Mexico and shit like that. Like, that's what Luis doing. He'll lose to Deontay and fight nobodies, man.
Well, excluding him, we don't even got to mention him then. Just Dillian Whyte and Andy Ruiz. Comparing those two, I got to go with Andy Ruiz as the fourth best. And if those two is to go next in a fight, I got Andy Ruiz winning that.
Man, Andy Ruiz didn't even beat fucking Areola, man. He got dropped by... Why y'all be lying for these dudes, man? Why you lying for Andy? He lost to Parker, got dropped by Areola, but he gonna beat Dillian Whyte somehow.
He lost to Parker? Oh, yeah, that was his only loss. On
and guess what? Yeah. And guess what? Dillian Whyte beat Parker. You see, like, I don't understand your logic, man.
I'm gonna say this. Andy Ruiz doesn't always come in disciplined and at his best. And against Joseph Parker, I'm pretty sure Parker's movement really hurt him. But if Andy would have came prepared for that fight, it could have went a different decision.
Andy ain't never prepared, man. Andy got one win on his resume, and because of who it is, people over glamorize it. But Andy has shown you that he gonna be undisciplined more than he's shown you that he could be the dude to beat AJ. He showed you that he's gonna be the dude that fought the way he did versus Parker and Areola more than he gonna be the dude to beat AJ.
I feel that because he showed us that countless times. But I will say, I feel like he's matured for that now that he's in Canelo's camp and he got that great trainer behind him. And I just really feel like Dillian Whyte's style is more sloppy compared to Andy Ruiz. I like the way Andy Ruiz put his combinations together as a boxer. And Dillian Whyte, he does look like he had power behind his shots, but I feel like Andy Ruiz is slicker, and he just got to. So I would love to see that fight, Andy Ruiz versus Dillian Whyte. But for right now, I'm going to rate Ruiz at number 4.
All right.
And then,
but Dillian Whyte, y'all can stop with this drug test shit because Dillian Whyte does VADA, and that's why he was cleared from the B sample because he was doing VADA while he was doing UCAD. And Joshua Wilder never failed the drug test, man. So let's stop the weird shit. We got Trey in the Bay. What do you say? Trey in the Bay. Trey in the Bay. Not talking today. You gotta unmute. I mean, you are unmuted, so you gotta say something. We just don't hear you. Hello. 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 All right. In the meantime, we're gonna go out to.
I'm gonna go ahead and beat up Danny Garcia.
Hey, Daddy, this $1 bill.
You need to take out that green jacket because I just took your bill. It's fly, baby. You can't even set out an arena. The only reason you don't pay for you fight me. So sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. You will not be fighting on pay-per-view for me.
Machine Gun.
Yo, what up, Ness? Give me like 1 second. It's a little windy out here.
Say again. My headphones disconnected. What?
Oh, my bad, man. Just give me a second, man. It's just a tad windy out here. Give me a sec.
We don't even hear the wind, yo. I'm excited for Wednesday because you've been put on one of the questions for Border Wars show by.
Oh, they know that. They know the name. Ness, 2-time fight of the year. I put on a show every time I go out.
Yep. People have match made you already, and I like some of those matches. So,
I mean, I love the thought of being match made, bro. But I mean, I hold most of it for Wednesday, but like most people, when they call out my name, those are the names that ain't on the sign up list when the sheet come out. You know what I'm saying? I've been called out a handful of times, and when it's time to sign up, those names ain't around. So, but on the quick topic, man, I think this is just Fury boosting up what I see as a potential win if he beats Wilder, because he's done this the last 2 times to boost up Wilder. He knock out all these heavyweights. He beat AJ, knock him out, and just to boost up his own win if he wins. Yeah, but to the fourth question, man, it's just, to me, there's not a fourth. Because when you look at the 4 kings in conversation, it's a matter of the general consensus of who would beat everybody and who would be the top dogs in their division. Dillian Whyte and Andy Ruiz kind of have been in the same situation to a sense, right? You know, you question their discipline, you question their chin because they've both been down here recently. And really, to come to the point where you bring all that up, them two need each other to fight. You know, I really do believe that Dillian Whyte and Andy Ruiz need to fight each other to determine possibly who will be next in line. I understand Dillian Whyte's resume, and he's been in line for the next little bit, but I don't see Dillian Whyte beating Wilder or Fury or an AJ in the rematch. But to me, I feel like those are the big 3 because I feel, you know, Wilder, Fury, AJ, they will all, you know, I have no questions against the rest of the division, but with each other, there's the only question, and that's why I feel like there's no 4th king, because I don't pick Andy or Dillian to beat one of the big. But other than that, that's my call, bro. You have a good one.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in. That looks like all our callers. Coach Myers, Boomerang. Actually, looks like we got Seattle's own in the building.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believes he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's a beautiful day in the PBC neighborhood. I've been saying this for a while, though. There used to be 3, headed horse or 3 kings. I believe there's only 2 kings, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. These dudes are not going to, I don't see them getting beat by anybody coming up or anybody in the top 10. And AJ, sadly, I don't see him, even beating Wilder. Or, like, people like to say Wilder has no skill, but Wilder beat, Areola, which, gave Andy, problems. So, if Andy can beat AJ, definitely Wilder can beat AJ. I think that's why this fight's going to be so big. I mean, the dude, got the lucky referee the first fight. Got them lucky gloves the second. Let's see what else he can do. He got to do all this switching up, changing weight just to beat one dude. That dude must be good. That's my call. And TBV for life.
All right, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. Looks like we got some callers on Blog Talk. We're going to... Is this riding the 870? No, it is riding the 870. What up?
What up, Ness, man? I tried to call you, when was it? I think it was Saturday, and I pushed 1 and I couldn't get through because you was having a conversation about Wilder speaking to the media. 2 things. I'll ask you this. You can answer when I get off. Would you rather have 1 million people pushing? Hey, what's that noise, man?
I have no clue. I don't hear anything. What do you hear?
Oh, okay. Would you? I'm good now. Would you rather have 1 million, 2, 3, 4 million people pushing a narrative about you that you're like making excuses and really not right in the head, or would you rather have 200,000 people who is pushing the narrative that you want to push, so you speak to that media group? That's what you're asking yourself. All media, if negative and the narrative pushed the wrong way, is not good media. So I actually like what he did. And I get what you were trying to say, but at the same time, if you got these 200,000 loyal people that's pushing and understanding your narrative, and those are the people that's going to spend money, that's who I'm going to go to, versus 4 million people who are going to look at me and laugh. And the thing with that fight, as Fury said, I think Fury is absolutely right. If Wilder can somehow get past him, he'll blow to AJ. That'll be the easiest $8 million he made in his life, because Styles makes fights. AJ is just tailor-made for Wilder, man. He doesn't have the chance to take a Wilder punch at all. He's going to have to come to the fight cautious of that, and that cautiousness would allow Wilder to be aggressive, push the fight, and land that right hand easy. And then AJ style is more robotic than a Fury style, which is elusive. So Wilder is definitely going to land that right hand, and AJ chance to do it. That's my call, man.
All right. I mean, Andre Ward said it the best. Wilder called himself a king. Kings don't stay silent, man. Kings speak to their people. Kings let their people know they go into battle. Kings get out on their balcony and they speak to the masses. They speak to their people, They look down from their balcony. Think of all the movies of kings. They ride with their soldiers. They on the horse. They on the front line or right behind the front line, like showing their people, like, yo, I'm a warrior. I'm fighting with you. You know what I'm saying? So what are we talking about, man? People love bending the rules for their favorite fighter, man. It's crazy. But then they call me biased. I didn't bend the rules for Earl. I was one of the only dudes that could get in Earl's camp. I didn't bend the rules for Earl. I didn't bend the rules for Wilder. I didn't bend the rules for Danny. I'm biased, not y'all. It's hilarious. That's why I love being here, because it's recorded audio, so it's there for life. The shit y'all say is there for life, man. Blog Talk Counterpunch, riding at 8-7-0. What up?
Hey, you said the Andre Ward thing. I agree with that 100%, but he did talk to the people who are his people who support him. And it comes from those YouTube channels and your YouTube channel. No, that's absolutely right. Because if you follow Twitter, Ness, half of these people that look at, if you go to ESPN, they laughing at him.
Bruh.
Why would a king go talk to a bunch of people that don't give a damn about him?
Because it turns the conversions.
It turns the conversions.
It turns the conversions. If
Wilder
you tell
did the right thing
so
by
you telling me
on the 200 or so thousand people that support him.
So you telling me when Miguel Cotto brought an iPad to the face-off with Max Kellerman and Margarito, that didn't generate more sales and interest?
I don't see how. Ness, what I'm saying is, I don't see how.
So you choosing not to answer the question?
No. I don't know how that generated more. iPad generated more fans. I just don't understand that. I didn't see it. I don't know.
Were you more interested
in Miguel Cotto bringing an iPad
when he showed his evidence and he spicing up that face-off? Did you get more interested? Why are you doing this, man? You making me...
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying now, Ness. I didn't get what you were saying at first. Okay, yeah, when he did that, yeah, I was interested. Absolutely right. But I was a Miguel Cotto fan, so I'm coming from a biased standpoint. I like Miguel Cotto.
You a Wilder
fan.
Brother, you're a Wilder fan.
What I'm saying is, but back then, Ness, I could only get my boxing news from ESPN. I didn't know about y'all on YouTube. Now I could get it from you. I come to you to get way more boxing news than I do ESPN. I don't even, only time, when I look at ESPN, when I want to know the schedule, I don't read any of the articles. I don't read nothing they have on there. I come to you, Ness. I go to the people on YouTube because to me, y'all are ingrained in the boxing world. They are commercial. To me, going to them is like going to commercial restaurants.
Exactly.
And I want to go to the home cooked place.
And guess what word you choosing to use? Commercial. Where are they shown? Television. What do they do? Grab attention. What do they convert? Sales. You on my side. Subconsciously, you on my side. He was supposed to take the biggest platform to tell his truth and convert people. Whether they thought he was crazy and click the fucking link to buy the fight because they like, oh, this dude thinks that Tyson cheated on him. I want to see Tyson beat him again.
So I get what you're saying now. I agree with you with that. I agree because the reason I agree with you is because I'm looking at it from my standpoint. I want him to only talk to the homegrown people, the Nesses of the world, the people on the YouTube. And you're saying that even though these people going to write articles and say you making excuses, you laughing, it's still going to capture another group of people that's going to buy the fight. I got it.
Hell yeah. Mainstream media would have picked that shit up. It would have had him on SportsCenter talking about Fury's glove. Bruh, everybody would have picked that up, man. He was live on 3 different platforms, and one of them was ESPN.com. We already showed that they was the 105th website in the entire world. No one can even fathom how many websites there are in the world, but they're number 105. Come on, man. You don't fucking drop that ball. I'm not running with none of that shit. None of that shit. It don't matter. Cotto didn't have evidence. Cotto had a fucking screenshot of some bloody hand wraps. You don't need evidence. You speak your truth. That's what a podium is for. Last I checked, I don't even follow politics. When they fucking do political debates, do they got proof or do they just spew the hottest shit that sticks? Come on, man. You guys tripping out here. You got a platform and you trying to sell pay-per-views. But I get it. For him, it's more than the money. He's already rich. So that should be your excuse when y'all making excuses for him. He's already rich. He don't care about more pay-per-view buys. He only care about revenge. Cool. That's your excuse. But the truth is, man, you leaving money on the fucking floor. You leaving money on the floor. Tell your story. That was your opportunity to be like, now we live. You can't shut me up. You can't silence me. You know you cheated. What you gonna do now? My people's gonna be on you now. We never gonna leave the locker room. There's gonna be somebody in your locker room from the minute you put them gloves on to the minute they cut them the fuck off. Sensationalize it. Spice it up. Give the people who don't believe in you a reason to believe in you and buy the $100 pay-per-view. Oh shit, he got cheated? Oh shit, what if that dude really did have his gloves loaded? Oh shit, I never seen a glove do that. To the casual fans, not to us, of course we gonna buy it. All you dudes sitting here defending him sound real silly, man. But anyway, moving on, man, moving on. Who we got here? We got Ricky in Florida. What up?
What up, man? You can hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, I think Dillian Whyte top 4 by default. You gotta respect his resume. He's fighting the guys that's ranked. That's all you can do, whether they old or not. My only problem with him is he didn't fight the guys who he should have fought Ruiz. That's a duck. He should have fought Ortiz to me. That's a duck. You gotta fight the fight that the fans want to see that will validate you. Your resume is look suspect, but it's the heavyweight division. To me, you can pick and choose at any one of these guys' resumes outside of Joshua. When it comes to Wilder and the press conference, just to touch on the last caller, I understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, like I said the other day, the man was trending #1 on Twitter. So clearly his silence spoke volumes, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, he was trending for 1 day. He was trending for 1 day. How long have people would have been talking about his truth if he would have gave it to mainstream media?
I understand where you're coming from there, but Wilder always been a man who do what he want to do, how he want to do it, and you got to respect that. That's always been him. He's consistent with that. My last point I want to make before I get off, everybody, even the Wilder fans going into this fight, most of the Wilder fans who just love boxers see Wilder as the underdog. just want to make it clear. Wilder come in and win this fight, he automatically legendary. There's nothing else to talk about because nobody really see him winning this fight unless you're a Wilder fanboy like me. And for me, it's bigger than boxing. That's why I love Wilder. But if you're a true boxing fan, it's okay to say Wilder underdog going into this fight. But if he wins, it's legendary. Tyson Fury has given him the chance for people not to be able to deny his greatness. So if he wins this fight, all the haters, they got to bow down to the king. Period.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in. We got a super chat from Gregory Donovan that says, Ness, one of Marvin Hagler's draws was to Sugar Ray Seals from Tacoma, Washington, who was the only American boxer to win a gold medal in the 1972 Olympics. # Tacoma stand up. All hail emoji, 100 emoji. We going out to, I believe this is Georgie Porgy in Boston, but let me double check. If so, Porgy, get it together. Get ready for your grand entrance. Where are we? We are 508. 508. Let me see. Yes, that is Porgy.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there, not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next, what a great show. Thumbs up, donate.
Hey, yeah! What's happening, people? What's the gift?
What up? Good morning.
Yo, this is the gift that keep on giving. Fuck is going. Oh my God, let this shit never end. I love it now. I love this Wilder shit. Let this man give us plenty of fights to talk about. Cause listen, I'm a Wilder hater, but if Wilder's not there, what we gonna talk about? You know what I'm saying? The Fury and AJ eventually gonna meet up. That's a matter of time. But I'm gonna support Wilder. I'm gonna buy the pay-per-view. I never buy none of his fucking pay-per-view, but I'm gonna support it, baby. I'm on my point in my life that you gotta realize if you don't know what hard is, how you know what soft is? You need that darkness to know what light is. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. You're gonna get beat up. But I'm going to support you, G. I'm going to buy your shit. Shout out to the UK, the USA. I'm out of it.
Georgie, thanks for calling in. If you're on Blog Talk and you haven't pressed 1, that's why we ain't go to Counterpunch. Rel.
Yo, Ness, I'm just looking at BoxRec right now, and I'm checking out some records, and I just had a question. You know, we just seen a good pay-per-view with Andy Ruiz and Chris Arreola. But why is it that Wilder don't get credit after knocking Chris Arreola out at a younger age with a torn bicep?
That was after he became a champion.
No, I'm saying that still should count as a big name on his record, right?
I mean, if you want Arreola to be a big name, I guess. You know, he's like Chisora, a dude that never became world champion, but is, you know, been in a lot of fights.
A veteran. Yeah, because Chris Arreola got in the ring with Bermain Stavern and, you know, all of those other guys he's competed with.
He lost to all of them.
But he's competed.
He lost to Vlad and Vitaly. He lost to Stavern 2 times. He lost to all. I think it's
I guess my question
maybe
is,
the biggest name is Seth Mitchell, maybe?
Do we consider Arreola a top heavyweight?
I mean, he's like Chisora. He's a guy that you know is going to give you a test.
Yes. Okay, so with that being said, I was looking at Anthony Joshua's record and also Deontay Wilder's. And for the heavyweight division, it was AJ has 9 opponents that are top tier. Out of his 16, out of his record, he has 9 opponents that's top tier. Wilder has, you can argue 9 or 8 because he has rematches.
Yeah,
For
man,
instance,
you can't count the same dude twice. He's only one person. You can't make him two people. So it's Dazn, Fury, Luis Ortiz.
So so when they get in the ring, of every fight not different, it's still a risk.
But you can't count them as two different people. You saying AJ's been in with 9 top 10 fighters, and you want to?
All right, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay. So with that being said, I'm just gonna say it like this: both Wilder and Joshua has had about 9 world-class fights.
Yo, and I ain't even trying to play you, but I literally gave you a 2-minute counter punch. I got to get to another counter punch from Dom in Seattle.
It's ridiculous. Every time I pay for a counter punch, I don't get it.
Everybody pays.
I feel. Yo, shout out to you, Ness. You're a good friend, right? If I flew you out, let you come to my camp and stuff.
That's
you come
not
to
true.
my mansion.
That's not
let me
true.
finish. Can I finish?
Nah, I'm not gonna let you paint a fake ass narrative. I drove and put 40,000 miles on my car to go to every.
Okay,
every
but he still
fighter
fuck with you.
I'm
talking about with Deontay.
I put that time.
Now
in.
you saying he ain't a king. You think he ain't a king? I mean, the dude. This is his third fight, so his third press conference. You think I want to see this shit? When Floyd went on tour and did all that shit. I only watched 2 of them motherfuckers.
You making excuses?
I don't want to see you talking.
Excuse
me. When you saying someone ain't a king,
I ain't never say he ain't a king. I said
you got that nigga in your phone and you ain't really a friend.
You funny. You funny.
I mean, I really real talk.
I ain't never say he ain't a king. That's what y'all do.
If
y'all
niggas fuck
words.
with you like that, and then you fuck with niggas like that, I see why niggas don't fuck with you like that. That's my call.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Y'all just want me to be a dude that doesn't tell the truth. I'm a Wilder fan, so to me, the best thing that he could have done was take advantage of being on the biggest platform and capitalize. But it's like I said, I never thought about that till today. He don't care about the money. He's not worried about money. He's seeking revenge. It's not about money, But see, for Mayweather, it is about the money. It is about the check, because you could die from one punch, whether it's a $10 million purse or a $100 million purse. It's up to you. You can get seriously injured. I mean, you know what that documentary showed me that he told me to watch is on Showtime? That they put audio from Tommy Hearns early and Tommy Hearns now. Ain't the same. They put audio from Ray then and Ray now. It's the same. You understand? So go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Get punched for a little bit of money and act like it don't take away from your life. Or get punched for the maximum dollars possible, like Floyd Money Mayweather. Follow the green print. So I'm not saying nothing new. Floyd never chose silence at a press conference. That's just not what he done. We going out to Queens. Who this?
Hello?
Yep.
That's me. Oh, good. About time. Hold on, let me take these shots.
What's your name, champ?
Hey, what's good, man? It's Black. This is Black from New York.
Black in New York.
Listen, I was listening earlier when you was riding this man Dillian, bro. Where you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
You from Jersey and you riding Dillian like that? That UK boy, that coon?
Yo.
You call him a king? Are you crazy?
I'm saying it could only be 4. It could only be 4.
No, listen. There's hundreds of boxers. There's the top 3. Why you got to make it a top 4? Why you got to input that guy?
Why?
He could be a top 4 fighter, but why is he a 4th king? Ain't no 4th king. He ain't a king.
But that's how it is. It's always 4 kings. The 4 kings.
Listen, there's a top 10. There's a top 15. There ain't got to be no top 4 kings. There's a top 3 king.
You don't want to make a 4 king because you don't want Dillian up there. You know he deserves it.
But how hard you riding him though? Why you riding so much? Everybody's going against him. You riding? Do you get paid or something by that boy?
So Black,
are you agent?
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
Name another heavyweight that isn't a world champion
Listen, I don't even care about the fourth place, but the thing that you trying to make him a king, though, he ain't a king. He's a coon. You see how he is with Aaron? He's a little coon. That boy dancing on a plantation. You know that. And you a black dude or what? What are you riding for? What are you representing? Because you know what Deontay representing. So we get on code, brother. That's all I'm saying.
So this
we ain't jacking no coons over here. Kill all coons.
So you want to make it about race because his resume is better than 99%.
It's always about race, man. But listen, listen. He could be fourth place, but you like, oh, he's a king. He's a goddamn king. Listen, he ain't no king or nothing. He's a white boy. He's not even all that.
So we could call Deontay. We could call Deontay, Tyson Fury, and AJ a king, but not him.
I agree with that because they the top three, and top three is way more relevant than top four and top five. Top three has always been a more popular standard. Am I correct? Who's just about the top four? What the fuck is a top four?
I never heard of a top three. I heard of a top 5, top 10, top 15. We never stopped that.
So we get the top 4 then.
Top 4.
Exactly, because your boy Dillian is the fourth player. That's why.
No. I hear you, Champ. Listen, top 4 comes from the kings of 135. Like that's what we just did right now with Devin, T.O., Ryan. They call him Ryan a king, man. That's just a phrase in boxing. You taking it too literal.
I don't agree with it.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it. That boy's right. He's not even all that. He all that shit talking about Deontay. I don't care for all that. He a cool. He danced for that white boy man.
That phrase.
He don't deal with that.
That phrase is been around boxing before you and I was even born, man. Like. 4 kings is a phrase, and that's exactly why Deontay needs to fight Dillian Whyte, because exactly how you feel.
Why?
Because exactly what you said, the way he talk about Deontay.
What did he tell me? Didn't he tell him to go fight Lewis? Why didn't he do that?
He fought a better fighter in Povetkin. That's why.
That's another thing. What's on you? You can't dick.
You mad? You mad? Povetkin got more wins than Luis Ortiz. How I'm on the UK dick? Y'all just mad, black and white. Who the fuck Luis Ortiz beat? Christian Hammer? Who? Brian Jennings? Like, chill. Y'all mad that I'm telling the truth. Damn. They tight. You just had a dude try to call in here and make Areola great, and all Areola's done is lose or draw. Or be in a tight fight. Like, man, y'all better stop. Knock it off, man. Anyway, super chat from Machine Gun. He says, I think we can agree that White needs his shot. See, I guess you on the UK nuts too now, man. Anybody that can see black and white and see that White has fought more top 10 opponents than most American heavyweights. He's beat more former world champion than most American heavyweights. And he's in exciting fights. His vulnerability, like Amir Khan, translates to exciting. I mean, I don't do the whole, America this. I mean, am I riding for my American? Yeah. But just because you from America don't make you superior, man. It's who you beat. And Dillian Whyte beat Joseph Parker, who happened to beat Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to discredit Dillian Whyte for losing to Anthony Joshua, who happened to, beat Andy Ruiz, we got to be on the same page. Like, this is all comparable. That's a good fight, man. I want that fight. I know everybody talking to Undisputed, but what if AJ does the same bull crap again and doesn't give us Undisputed versus Wilder? I definitely want Wilder to silence Dillian Whyte. I want that. Rodden A70 with the super chat says, if you fight Ortiz and Fury 5 times, both top 5 each time. Laughing out loud emoji. He's laughing at Rel's sense. If you fight Ortiz and Fury 5 times, both top 5 each time. Yeah, Rel was like making one fighter more than like adding them 2 times. Like, nah, man. You either fought 8 fighters or you fought 3 fighters. And got into 3 rematches, by the way, which that's not, if you need a rematch, that means there was doubt. I didn't think he needed to give Ortiz the rematch, but, you know, I get him. He feeds into what people say. So people was like, oh, you got saved in that 7th round, New York commission. So he did it to Ortiz again. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Stavern. I think Stavern somehow got his shot back through mandatory. He even tried to pay Stavern. Remember, he was trying to pay Stavern $600,000 to step aside. So there you go. But I think that's it, man. Let me look around. We got Jerron in Louisiana. What up?
What up, man? First, I'm going to say I do think that Wilder will beat AJ, but it's why AJ is back in that fight. And if I had to pick a fourth, and it would be...
If you had to pick a fourth, it would be who?
Who? Because he's the only other one.
He's the only other one to beat AJ? You breaking up a little bit, Jerron.
The boy Boston should follow Floyd. The whole Money Mayweather thing was just...
Yeah, champ, your service is really bad today. Unfortunate. We got Machine Gun with a super chat that says Kings equals pay-per-view buys, not rankings. Not true, because thanks to the documentary, we know that Hagler wasn't a draw in terms of pay-per-views, right? Like, he came up the very, very hard way. And, you know, it wasn't even pay-per-view. Those fights was on, like, regular TV, I believe. I don't remember them mentioning pay-per-view for that. But I know that Leonard made $8 million for one of them fights. I forgot which one it was, whether it was Hearns or the Duran. He made $8 million back then. That's insane. And much like, I mean, yo, it's funny. If you want to try and put that era in this era, or those lives in into these fighters' lives, AJ could be Leonard, Sugar Ray Leonard. AJ won a gold medal. Leonard won a gold medal. People that watch the sport have a misconception that AJ had this easy route. And based on the documentary, people also questioned that about Leonard until he fought Benitez. You know what I mean? So same thing. You know what I mean? People think AJ had the softer route. People know AJ and Leonard were the poster boys. They get the endorsements. I mean, Leonard was doing 7-Up commercials. He was doing everything, and that's really AJ, right? He's got all the Under Armour. He's on Great Britain. He's got so many sponsors. And Hagler, right, would be Wilder again. Same thing, rough upbringing. The one that feels he doesn't get the recognition, right? That was Wilder's story until he fought Fury. He felt he didn't get the recognition. He felt he was this champ that ain't getting a shot, you know? Yeah, so Fury could easily be Duran. Why? Because Duran fluctuated in weight, moved up and down because of the weight, was inconsistent. And while Fury may not be 100% inconsistent, like when it comes to the fights, the motherfucker is there to fight. But there was inconsistency in his career with the weight and the drugs and the fluctuation of weight. I said that twice. But yeah, so he could be considered Duran, you know what I mean? Like Duran's knock was like that he ate like a rampant dog, you know what I mean? And would gain weight in between fights. And Leonard knew that, and that's why he made the rematch. He said he capitalized on that. He knew that Duran would gain weight. And kind of that's Fury, right? He came to the press conference showing you that his stomach was huge. So Hearns, tall, skinny, lanky from Detroit. I mean, it's hard to say he's fucking Dillian Whyte. My man from New York gonna call back in and kill me now. It's hard to say he's Dillian Whyte, right? Because of the trainer. He's got a manual. It's hard to put him in that Dillian Whyte, in that Tommy Hearns. Put Dillian Whyte in that Tommy Hearns position. Plus, Hearns was a killer, in the pros. He learned how to use that reach and height. So he was knocking fools out. Not to say Dillian Whyte isn't knocking fools out, but Dillian, he comes apart, for lack of better words. He comes apart a little more than Hearns. And again, it was different for Hearns. Hearns was fighting 15 fucking rounds, you know what I mean? So when he started to get a little fatigue, it was like the 13th round. We don't even know what these fighters of today would look like. Not that I want to see it. I don't agree with 15 rounds and all that craziness. That's just too much, But Coach Myers, boomerang.
Yo, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, back to the Four Kings scenario, man. I mean, you gotta put Andy Ruiz. I hear you with the Dillian Whyte. I hear the resume, but Andy Ruiz beat a king. You know what I mean? He beat a current king. So I cannot not put him in there when he beat a king. You know what I mean? Like, Dillian didn't beat a king. Granted, he has a better resume, but he never became champion. Andy became unified champion, and he beat a current king. So I just feel like you got to put him on there. But great show. Are you doing another show later on, or this is it?
No, we got plenty of stuff lined up. 1 o'clock, we're doing Untitled, and I got a couple of other titles up my sleeve, man. I might have a Charlo show, see where the love for Charlo's at.
Yeah, please do that. Please do a Charlo show. I will be listening. And besides that, good show, Ness.
Thank you. And yeah, man, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm gonna go to Atlanta. I feel like I should go. Let me just let you guys know who's gonna be in attendance. Going to the email, checking it twice. About to let you know who's gonna be. Right, where are we? Yo, what's up, man? Where's Tank at? Tank. Why I don't see Tank's email? What the hell? All right, going to my regular inbox and not my VIP. Tank, where you at? Silence is what you get from me at the moment. Solo Dolo, Scarface, no Manolo. Yo, we got offered a venue in PA too. We'll talk about that Wednesday. We got offered a venue in PA with all the lights and smoke machines and glitz and glam. And they can even offer sexy ring card girls, DJ booth and anything if we need a DJ. But I know we got Adrian. So yeah, man, 7 p.m., 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing Wednesday Border Wars, where we talk about Border Wars, where it will be, matchups, and all potential topics. If you want to put your topic on Border Wars, do that by going to patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. So, Dominican former world champion Argenis Mendez will be in Atlanta. Brian Mendoza, Dominican Jason Rosario, Mario Barrios, Bakatir Akhmedov. And isn't that the dude that fought Mario Barrios last and people thought he beat him? Damn. So he must have been offered step-aside money, right? Maybe he had some sort of rematch clause. He's being brought right back on a Barrios undercard. It's because they obviously feel like, hey, yeah, they obviously feel like, hey, we know we owe you for that Barrios fight. But damn, they already gave him a tune-up versus Ray Perez. They treating this kid real nice. That's like, it reminds me of Postal. When Postal didn't fight Danny, he got like 3 PBC fights when he didn't fight Danny. But yeah, so on that undercard, you got that dude who lost to Barrios, but people thought Barrios lost to him. Julian Williams returns, and he's being trained by Sugar Hill Stewart, Crunk Sugar Hill Stewart. And Erickson Lubin is also back, and Gervonta Tank Davis. So this is for your June 26 pay-per-view on Showtime. It's Mario Barrios defending his world title versus challenger champion Tank Davis, moving up 2 weight classes to take on Barrios. There's an all access for this if you want to get caught up to date on what this little barn burner is going to be all about, because I think it's going to be definitely fun while it lasts. Let's see how long Barrios can last, We got King Born on Skype. What up? King Born here. Are you available, Mr. Born?
When you see old dirty bastard fall in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your...
Yo, peace. You hear me, Nash? Yo, y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I need the whole world to listen to me. Fury is the KGB. Tyson Fury is down to KGB. He got the Russian mind control, yo. He stole Wilder's mind. He stole his mind, y'all. And Wilder trying to get that shit back on the 24th. You heard me? So he stole his mind. Wilder got to get his mind back. That's what it's all about. He the KGB. He got some mind going on with Wilder. Wilder don't want to talk. Yo, that's what they did to Tyson. They stole his mind. He was a giant back there. They stole his mind. So we need Wilder. I'm Team Wilder to get his mind back. You know what I'm saying? Dillian Whyte, put Andy Ruiz as the 4th king. If you want, you can put Dillian Whyte as the 5th king. Peace to Black and Queens. You heard? New York. Listen, hey, yo, next. Chisora. What about Chisora versus Logan Paul? What about that? I'm feeling that. But like I said, y'all, Wilder got his stolen. That's what we don't want to talk. Tyson Fury is the KGB. He gonna get his shit back to July 24th. The belt coming back. Team Wilder. Bomb Squad. Peace.
Let's go.
Where you going, Mike?
We're going out to Adrian, Wisconsin. What up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What up?
Hey, not too much, man. Another day, another dollar, just grinding. Shout out to the shows, man. You know, I'm back on my floor and shit a few days a week, so I appreciate it, man. It gets me through my day, and it's a good show today.
How them students doing, man? How them students doing?
They're doing good, brother. Plus, man, I'm getting new students every day now, brother, and a lot of people returning. You know what I'm saying? So
God is
it's
good,
It's going really well, man.
So, are you getting new students based off the Border War show?
Oh, most definitely, man. People in that town seen what happened and seen that we brought boxing back because they, like I told you, they used to do shows there at Turner Hall. I didn't take you past there, and that's because I don't know what's up with that venue. But that's like a big indoor venue. But yeah, man, I'm getting a lot of students based off of that coming through to the gym. So, you know, a lot of blessings, and the right type of students too. The students who really want to come fight and want to learn the craft and want to do it for real, not just some bag beaters who are going to get scared away the first time they spar. So, man, it's a blessing, man. So I got to thank you for that. That definitely put us on the map.
How's Chino and Carlos, man? Carlos Mendoza, Chino Rivera. Are they ready to be main event or what?
Oh yeah, you know Chino is. I work for Chino. He owned the flooring company. So yeah, like he said, man, if it's not an event that I'm throwing, Wisconsin coming together, man. Wherever the next one is, we rolling through to take scalps in the next one. Because remember, all the dudes I personally trained, I went 3-0 as a coach. You know what I mean? Shout out to Coach J Mac.
Shots fired.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, no, we ready to come back, and we probably got some other people that want to come with us, and we got some people that want to get some get back. So hopefully they come through to the gym and
So wait, are you saying that if we have another Border Wars, not only Chino, yourself, but even Carlos is fighting?
We'll see, man. Carlos, I think would definitely fight in it again. But Carlos has some Golden Gloves dreams that he wants for himself.
Okay.
So I mean, I ain't gonna stop him. I know he wants to get that book and start to put some wins in. I mean, he did so good, Ness. His mom wanted him to do football after Border Wars was over. Carlos said he was gonna take a break and do football. Carlos's mom and them are talking about him just doing boxing now. Beautiful. So that did beautiful things for him and his confidence and for my school and having people believe. Because boxing in Wisconsin, that ain't like it is out in the East Coast or the West Coast or down south where they got tons and tons of tournaments. It's actually suffering. So when USA Boxing threatened us for throwing the Border Wars show, really that was more about the fact that they don't have enough fighters to really field these tournaments anymore. So I'm just trying to build the culture back up and do my thing. And two, man, I got some pros coming back at me. So I'll probably be going to Mexico soon for some pro fights. So I got some pro fighters who want to be a little bit more serious now. So like I said, man, Border Wars brought me nothing but blessings. I got a lot of other people trying to hit me up to duplicate the type of show that we did for Border Wars. So I got people who doing pro shows. It's opening doors. They wanna put me on, not only in boxing but also like MMA. So yeah, man.
Shame on you. Man, shame on you abusing what boxing blessed you with to deal with those MMA. Nah, I'm fucking with you, dog. I'm fucking.
Nah, man. Hey, that's James, though. That's James. Shout out to Esteban, man. He gave James a good fight, but James want to throw whether it be boxing, MMA. They just got their own octagon, so they trying to do something. But like I said, Ness, if we do it out here, James can open a lot of doors for us to actually do Border Wars if we choose to, like in a major city like Milwaukee. Maybe open up some other bigger venues for us.
Yo, let's go chant, man. We want to do September 18th, man. It's out there to the universe. Who wants to bring Border Wars to your city and have our community of almost 200 rampant boxing fans that know their knowledge come on out? Not only spend money in your city and your venue, but put on a fantastic event, man. We need to replicate what Adrian brought to life out there. And
listen, now for these people, they need to understand this. There's money out there to be had. The city gave us $1,000 for marketing, okay? If you're going to replicate Border Wars, do it the right way. Be on your business. Now, this ain't to shoot any shots at anybody, but listen, be on your P's and Q's. Do your business right. Listen, hey, well, I'm just saying, if I come to the next Border Wars and fight, I'm just keeping it real. The next person to do it, if it's not me again, listen, I want the same experience, because I feel like we gave everybody who showed up to the fight and didn't hate on Wisconsin, we gave you guys a really good platform. It was a really cool environment. I would just like the same thing the next time I come fight.
Nah, man, for sure, man. That's what we're looking for. Adrian, thanks for calling in. That's exactly what we're looking for, man. So whoever's ready to step up to the plate, contact us. If you want to bring it to your city, if you got a venue, come on through and holler at me. You can holler at Alex, Mario, even Adrian, man, if you feel comfortable, and let's get it together. For the next one, we're trying to do it for September 18th, which now is 3 days short of 90 days away. So we have to act fast if we want proper promotion. People hear September and they think it's a long time away. It's actually not. Days really do fly by. That being said, let me go out to
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
JP in Long Beach. What up? Good morning.
And good morning, my brother. And what we talking?
Well, we're talking a few different things here while your internet gets together. Tyson Fury thinks Deontay Wilder knocks out unified king Anthony Joshua in 1 round. And since he chose to use the word king, and the 4 kings have been referenced throughout boxing history, we're asking who's the 4th king in the heavyweight division?
That's tough. So I'll start with addressing why Tyson Fury would put Deontay on the pedestal, because he has Deontay already in his bag. So it's good for him if Deontay were to go knock everyone else out. That only makes the value of his win over Deontay all the more valuable. So that's an easy one. As far as the 4th king, we know who the 3 is. That's tough right now. I guess I'd have to put Andy Ruiz because he has a win over one of the 3 kings. So I guess you got to throw Andy Ruiz in there. But I think that 4th spot is still open. It might not even be a 4th king. It might just be 3 kings in this particular case. But I think Andy Ruiz is the guy behind the 3 that on any given night has the potential to knock any one of them off just because of his short, compact punches and throwing punches and bunches. But excited, getting more excitedness. I think I'm going to start trying to figure out a few ways where we can put something together out here on the West Coast for you, see if I got any resources for you to tap into. But other than that, my man, thank you for the hard work. That's my call.
All right, champ. And don't forget, we got Patreon Untitled live. It's actually going to be live on YouTube memberships and uploaded to Patreon after, but it's 1 o'clock today Eastern, which would be, 11, I think, for you guys on the West Coast. We're going to LV Slugger. LV Slugger, what up? What up?
What up, PVV? What up?
What's good with you?
Man, I think it's not even really a debate, you know what I'm saying? Like, Andy, first Mexican heavyweight champion all time, you know what I'm saying? That's going down to all-time history, so, you know what I'm saying? I think that's big with it, you know, within itself, but, you know, especially with him, you know, his losses, a close fight with Joseph Parker, you know, and his other loss was a 12-round. You know what I'm saying? It was still a 12-round fight. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just, he lost. It was 12-round Dillian Whyte. 2 losses. As a prospect, got knocked out by AJ. Second loss, got knocked out by Perfection. So, I mean, I think it's not even debate on who that 4th spot is. But, I mean, if you want to put him up there, you know, go ahead and put him right there. I don't mind because I do expect to see Eddie and AJ have excuse for why they can't make an undisputed on why to get this job done on the trilogy. And they're going to send White, you know, give him his first title shot. You know what I'm saying? Great press conference, great build-up. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely going to be a great press conference, great build-up. I don't see AJ making no fight bigger than Wilder White if he don't make undisputed. If he don't after Wilder get this win. But Wilder White is a 1-round fight. You know what I'm saying? That's not going past 1. So, yeah, go ahead and put him up there, top 4. And I just want Wilder to get his just due when he sleeps his ass in 1 round. But on the 1-round thing with Fury, with Wilder and AJ, I don't see it going 1 round. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a good scrap if we ever get it, but he will sleep his ass in Dominique Brazil fashion, man. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going.
Well, thanks for calling in, LV Slugger.
Wilder is the most dangerous heavyweight in the world, and Deontay Wilder knocks out AJ in the first round. Deontay Wilder is the most dangerous heavyweight in the world, and Deontay Wilder knocks out AJ in the first round. Deontay Wilder is the most dangerous heavyweight in the world, and Deontay Wilder knocks out AJ in the first round. Deontay Wilder is the most dangerous heavyweight in the world, and Deontay Wilder knocks out AJ in the first round.
Yeah, I wonder how hard that is to swallow for people. I mean, I know JP says, oh, he's going to say that to build him up because that's who he's fighting. But he could easily say, wow, there's a difficult fight, but Vlad was, you know, tougher. Or, you know, or just simply do what he's been saying and say that Deontay Wilder's a bum dosser, you know? And he did that to him because he's great, not the other way around. And as far as you, Karma Surge from Ontario, California, I know you'll get this about 15 seconds later, but I seen your message about being in the 40 and over club, and make no mistake, this isn't a shot at you. I'll give you a very good comparison. You're not in the 40 and over club because that belongs to Border Wars, but you are a person who is 40 and over, and you fight. And since we're talking heavyweight division, we will compare you to Tyson Fury, right? You're a fighting man, you know, and being as though you've done street beefs, which is no headgear, and pretty much in the street, in the dirt, in the grass, like anywhere, you're a fighting man over 40. But to be in the 40 and over club, you have to be in the sweet science, which Tyson Fury also indulges in. So come on over to Border Wars and actually get your first fight in Border Wars and truly become part of the 40 and older club. But you are a 40-year-old who does want to participate in Border Wars. But we got to make that clear. To get in the club, you got to fight. Win, lose, or draw, you got to fight after 40. You know, that shows bit of cojones, as my man Canelo would say. That being said, let me double check here in the super chat. We definitely did not get to Coach Myers, who said, speaking about September, any news on Canelo Plant fight for September? Like you said, it's only 90 days away. You think Plant is stalling Canelo? Based off my interview with Canelo in your super chat, I actually read it before I said it, and I text Ben Thompson, and I got to check my phone because I interviewed Caleb Plant. Let me see if I can pull it up and let y'all hear it, because he doesn't strike me as a guy that's gonna outprice himself this time, but he did use those nice phrases like my team, right? When was the Mayweather fight? What day was that? Anybody knows? Okay, so this is the Mayweather fight. Let's see if we find it in these videos. Where is that interview? Oh, wait, it was press conference. Here it goes. Let me open up this. Where's my audio levels? Play through.
Caleb, man, got the big fight coming. Canelo Alvarez. I know nothing's official, man, but everybody's expecting you to go ahead and do undisputed with Canelo Alvarez, man. Is it on your mind, or are you just waiting for the contract to come?
I mean, I'm not focused on too much of the details. I'm just focused on staying in the gym and just doing what I'm supposed to do. And you know, I do a great job of that. Whether it's keeping my weight in check, staying in the boxing gym, staying with Coach Wade, you know, whatever it needs to be. So that's what I'm focused on right now.
So the injury all good, 100% now?
Yeah. You know, we didn't want to take a fight beforehand and, you know, let my hand heal up all the way. You know, I'd be ashamed to jump in too quick and re-injure my hand and then not be able to, you know, get the fight, the fans, you know, that undisputed fight. So taking our time, and I think our teams, you know, like you said, we're going to sit down here real soon and try to get it worked out.
Can you clear up, add, or, you know, confirm or deny whether you did receive 2 offers from Canelo in the past?
No. It's never, like, I think it was the one where it was like 5 weeks away. That's 4 training weeks. There was never like an official offer or anything like that. Yeah, just.
I wonder if that audio in the back is gonna fucking flag me. All that beat and shit. I hope his voice is more dominant. How does it sound for you guys? Are you able to hear it clearly? Should we continue to play it? Echo. All right. Well, we'll stop that then. There's an echo. That being said, this is the interview, and yeah, man, you know, he made it clear they're not gonna, you know, they're gonna take the offer. They're ready. Their hand is ready. You know, he feels 10 is good. I think 10 is decent. Because, you know, they gave Billy 8. He's not American. You know, Caleb actually does very good numbers. He said he did like 2 million on the last PBC, and it was on that interview. But everyone's saying it's echoey, so we'll not play it. But that is all the callers. Time to go. Catch us on the next one. Arrivederci. Got you all the way to your lunch. It's about to be 3 minutes and you punch out for lunch, or you work through your lunch. But yeah, man, catch us on the next one. That's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the notification bell. I will be back. Not only do we have Untitled at 1, but I also am looking to come back with a Jamal Charlo show. Yeah, interesting little Jamal Charlo show out there. So let us know. Peace.